first scene that that's going to take place is just with Natasha and Woody, so you guys aren't gonna be in the first scene.
Yeah,
That's okay. He's got to introduce us.
Exactly. It's like exactly. Like the only things that have happened so far is okay. So the story so far. Previously on Manchester by Night. And then there's just a clip show for a little while. So far, Natasha and Woody have gone to. So you guys met up initially at Silverheart Theater, and then you went to Nevermore to deliver a message because the prince asked you to. And there you had to take care of some hunters, and you met the local Koteri, the other characters that you could pick from for your party if you ever wanted to. And then after that, you got a dog. Did you ever name that dog? I don't remember. I didn't write it down.
Speed mead.
Yeah.
no, definitely not.
I don't know what the hell he was thinking when he named that fucking wolf Speed.
It's called Speed.
Oh my god.
And then and there was also Shooties.
What's Shooties?
What?
The gun store.
Oh yeah, we went to the gun store Shooties. Yeah.
Listen, chips.
And then on the second adventure with Kyle Pepin. Kyle Pepin returned from years abroad. He used to be a local, but then now he's returned to find the local chantry got destroyed or something.
It was corrupted.
Yeah, it was corrupted,
In
and
the
then
form of a giant fucking maggot.
exactly.
And a lot of patients just there.
Oh, yo, the
not
worm?
knowing-
Not the same big
not
wormy thing, right?
not the worm,
Okay.
but it's just
I'm sorry,
it's
I
just
didn't
an
mean to interrupt.
Umbrood. It is a creature from the Umbra though.
Okay. Cool.
It's not. I mean, through a werewolf's lens of how the world works, the cosmology of the world, it would be a worm.
Okay.
It's just like each game has like essentially its own idea of what is actually true. Like in Demon, Christianity is true. In Mage, you know, there's a different version of the Umbra, and then like you know with werewolves, it's like Gaia is what's true.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I was
No,
like,
it's-
shit!
I mean, it's good that this is how you come to understand the game. You know, it's good that you ask these questions. I prefer that you do ask questions about the game, so you learn more. You know, so you just know more about
questions or
the actual. Yeah. And then so the last thing that you did was you set out the word to everyone that things were pretty bad.
People did arrive.
And yeah, he has global
I've
influence.
established my main
So,
contact. I've established my main contact.
yeah, you had
and I had
Roger.
And
Phil.
And Phil.
And I'm not gonna allow you to do again what you did before, which was you called in like a missile strike, like that.
Global influence.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna allow you to do that again.
Okay.
That was just like a
Okay.
thing we're just doing in the moment.
Global influence.
Yeah, like-
things were looking pretty grim at the time, and mistakes were made.
Yeah, I don't know. I really like that creature that your father. I thought it was a cool idea. Just like it was having the maggots just come off of it. So
Yeah.
it's nice.
Sounds
I
nice.
was definitely crippled by the end of it though.
Yeah.
That
Yeah. I
is-
mean, you got pretty messed up.
But I have help and resources and allies. So,
Global influence.
right, exactly. Getting the word out.
What's retainer?
Come to me. Get your source
Retainer?
back.
Yeah,
Get your
for,
powers to max.
backgrounds.
It's what do you have in it?
I have one.
You guys ever seen Crab Rangoons
It
this
is
fucking big?
a
Because I haven't. I've usually seen them as like the weird little
It's
ribbons
a
where it's
cool
like the bottom
bodyguard.
little pocket and then they come up on.
Oh,
top and go
really?
like this.
yeah.
Oh, sure had.
And
Make
you
my
can
dog
you can
Oh,
just
really?
create whatever you want it to be, like whoever you want it to
Clearly,
be.
I've been going to the wrong food things at the beach.
But they would also have like some Tzimisce based powers because they would be your blood. Like this is someone who's blood bound to you.
Cool. Who do I want blood bound to me? Who should be my ghoul?
Don't get any ideas.
You can't be my
It
ghoul.
can be anyone but Guy Fieri.
Yeah, I know. Guy Fieri is my season arc. Take it down. It's gotta be a Food Network star.
Rachel,
I was just gonna
do yourself a favor on that one.
Paula Dean.
Paula Dean can say that.
You like blood butter?
All day.
Jesus Christ. I can see it now.
Was Gordon Ramsay ever on Food Network?
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Gordon
Iron Chef.
Ramsay.
Oh my god.
He just yells at everybody. That's his special attack.
Dude, that's a great idea. Yeah, Gordon Ramsay is my cool
That's great. Okay. So, young Kaneki and Natasha.
I'm sorry.
That's so
if that is
original.
if that is
If that is your real name.
have just been summoned to Silverheart Theater. You stand right behind Damien as he looks out from the balcony onto an otherwise vacant theater. All the lights are off except for a center stage, and he speaks to you in a very calm manner. He says, I trust you delivered that message that I asked you to, and
You say yes. Yes, we did.
Did we?
yeah,
Okay. Just making
Yeah,
sure.
we did.
he just rolls for line.
I am a conniver. It would make sense.
Now I have a next task to ask of you, which may be a little more difficult than the previous task. Several days ago, I sent a Nosferatu by the name of Christopher Davidson over to the Blackwell Manor at the outside of town, and he hasn't returned to me since. Now he was doing a basic reconnaissance mission, and I figured that his abilities of obfuscation could get him through, but it appears that he's been lost. Either that he's skipping town, but I really don't think that's true. Now I need you to go just see if you can find any trace evidence of him there, but I would also recommend that you go to Nevermore and maybe pick up a few of your friends to help you there. Some of the other neonates. That is all.
Okay.
Alright. So, before we go and get these guys, I'm going to hail a taxi, and we're gonna go back to Shooties, because we gotta get some stuff.
Daddy needs a brand new gun.
So, what I want is I'm gonna buy. I forget what kinds of guns I had last time, but I'm pretty sure it was handgun steel. What is there a difference? Is there rifles in this? Is there a special side for rifles?
I think it's just firearms in general, right?
Yeah, it's just firearms.
Okay, so I'm just gonna get 2 pistols, and I'm gonna get like a big old fanny pack of C4 because
Specifically,
you never know when you're gonna need some C4. Oh yeah, and a lockpick. They sell lockpick kits, so I'm gonna get a lockpick kit too. Alright.
Okay, you're gonna have to.
Am I gonna have to roll?
He's gonna ask
You're
you
gonna have to
military
roll for
ID
that C4.
Yeah, he's gonna ask you for military ID on that one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
And
gonna
how do you want to get it out? Do you want to be intimidating? Do you want to?
I want to manipulate the situation. I want
Yeah,
to bring up a sense of I want to bring up a sense of illusion, and like I'm supposed to be there buying this in the first place, and how dare he even like assume that I wouldn't?
Okay, roll manipulation plus manipulation plus intelligence. Oh, actually, just set the difficulty. And it's gonna be difficulty 7, 1 success. Now, difficulty 8, 1 success.
So I got an 8, and so I got 1 success.
Okay.
Cool.
So,
He shows me the C4, and he apologizes for being such a cunt.
oh,
He's like, hey man, sorry that I even questioned it. I don't know, it's my first day at shit.
alright.
I just had to share.
Global influence.
I think we should probably go to town and find our
Yeah,
friends.
now that we've hit shooties.
So, just quickly out of curiosity, did the skills that you asked him to roll, does the number that he has like incorporate how many dice he's rolling? Like, what incorporates the amount of dice you're rolling for a situation?
It's the ability plus the attribute.
Oh, so it's literally those
And
skill
that's
points
your
added
dice
up.
pool. That's your dice pool.
Okay.
And then we set that to a difficulty.
Okay.
Normally the difficulty is 6, 1 success, but I mean, he's asking for C4.
Yeah. No, I wasn't questioning that. I just I wanted to know what causes the
Listen.
amount of dice.
I also have subterfuge, so I want to use that if I need to like escape somewhere.
Well, if
Instead
we
of
need
good
to
old
breach
trap.
anywhere, we know who to call. Literally. Set up a breach charge.
What's subterfuge?
Sabotage.
Oh. Oh.
And like being a sneaky hacker.
Alright, so now we head back to Nevermore in our taxi.
Okay, so as you start to arrive at Nevermore, you notice that the clouds outside are starting to collect, and as you make your way inside, you see that Nevermore is pretty well populated tonight, and there's a lot of people at the seats everywhere, and some of those people include Mr. Junior Harambe is here.
Yeah.
And,
Mr. Junior.
yes, Junior Harambe is here, and he is he's sitting across from Roger. Like, you guys were meeting up here tonight. Roger was your ally, the guy who was remember he was shooting those
Yeah.
essentially going
Yep.
lightning bolt,
He was-
and he was missing. And then afterwards he's like, I did all the work. And so you guys are there at one table, and then Longcat has now Longcat for character building, since this is essentially we don't know anything about your character yet. So
Right.
is your character from Manchester or are they out of town?
They are out of town.
Okay, that's good. So you've just come. What has brought you to Manchester?
Basically new horizons for business. Like I was trying to. I don't know if you got the full gist of what I was saying when I was talking to you and explaining the character, and I sent you the character sheet the first time. But I want to go for an information merchant kind of like background. So initially it'll be kind of like a shady meeting, and like a, what basically people would come to me or my character for information on whatever the hell they need. And
Okay, so how about right now you're trying to make your first deal,
yeah, that's excellent.
and so you're talking right now to do you want to actually roleplay that deal out and see if you make it?
Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so let's roll. Do you want to do it by seeming very credible? Do you want to fast talk him? Okay, so what's your manipulation and your subterfuge?
My subterfuge is 4 and my manipulation is 2.
So doing either of those would be manipulation plus subterfuge, unless you also wanted to do perception instead of manipulation. Is your perception higher than your manipulation?
Yes.
Then you could roll perception plus subterfuge for trying to seem credible.
Yeah, I want to go with that.
All right, so roll the total amount of those 2 dice, and
Is it just 10-sided?
we're gonna set it against someone else. What? Yeah. Yep.
So how many did you say?
It's gonna be your perception plus your subterfuge. That's your dice pool,
Okay, 7.
and you're gonna be rolling it. Okay, so it's gonna be difficulty 6, and you're rolling it against him.
Okay.
He had no successes.
I got a 10 and an 8 and a 9, and that everything else is below 6. So you.
Well, so you succeed.
Yes.
So you get this. So what kind of information is this specifically? So it just So what are you selling this guy?
I'm selling this guy. Shit. I'm selling this guy shit. No. I don't know. How about the location of an arms deal that's stemming from mages or vampires? What sounds more likely to have an arms deal somewhere?
I mean, it's theoretically either of them, because like they both have power. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They both have power, so it's like it could be either.
Okay. I guess mages.
Okay. So
So that this guy can feed it or use it himself to sabotage and get those guns or weapons himself, I guess.
all right. So I mean, you did pretty well on that dice roll. So the guy across from you is very excited. He's like, yes, I'm very happy that I could make this deal with you. Thank you for allowing me to do this.
Absolutely. Anytime.
And,
Be sure to tell your friends.
Oh, I definitely will.
Excellent.
And,
It's a pleasure doing business with you.
Yeah. Quiet for.
All rise for Bevan.
Also, for the sake of making it seem like a shady information merchant, I'm gonna be wearing a mask, but not like the same kind of masquerade mask as, say, the vampires. But I want to obscure my identity to a sense, because if character knowledge beats player knowledge, this is probably not the best
It's
place
very
to be.
easy to blend in wearing a mask. Yes.
Excellent. Okay, that'll work. That'll work. It doesn't matter to me. Like,
I mean,
just seems.
technically, you're not the only person there wearing a mask.
I'm sure I'm not, but I feel like
Your buddy.
I might be wrong on this, but Nevermore seems like more of a gathering place for vampires exclusively.
It is a vampire club. That is safe to say. I mean, it's a haven for the others
Okay.
and the ones that you guys were there to pick up. So so you guys are just coming in, and you scope the whole area. And Woody, with your auspex, you can pick up the fact that there is a werewolf and B, a mage, like mages in the area. So like you're already aware that there's these foreign entities in your bar, essentially. Like, and also Longcat, you also have to keep in mind like your worm senses are essentially going off at this point because
Yeah. Surrounded
you see
by.
vampires as worm creatures.
Okay.
So you're also aware of this. So like even though you've had this very successful deal, you're also like sweating it on the
Yeah.
inside, you know, but you're keeping cool on the
I
inside.
figured that's why I
like,
wanted.
that's what's going on.
wearing a
You're,
mask
you
would
kind
be
of
good
like
for that.
really wanting to get out of there at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask that. Okay, all of you are gonna have to make a roll. Right
Woo!
now. Oh, actually, is there anything you guys wanted to do in this bar first? Because you guys just got in here, and Pepin as well. I don't think you've made any actions yet.
I'm in a bar.
So you're
right
just like hanging out with Roger right now,
now. Okay.
essentially.
Yeah, where are
I don't
these
know.
two located? Like that?
Like okay, so Longcat
So
is
probably reminiscing about what happened and trying to basically get help on locating the source again after what happened.
Wait, what? Wait, I'm sorry, what?
So we're in the bar. I'm with Roger. Are we? What? Am I reminiscing about what happened?
Essentially, yeah, you were just like going out for a day. You were just talking some information with Roger, talking about how you wanted to get a new chantry going because the old one stopped. So you're just like going out and talking to him, discussing business essentially.
All right.
Mage business.
I mean, would that be a good time? I can use global influence to put together
Start a bar fight.
Put together an event. Put together an event to get local mages around.
I mean, that's definitely something that can be done, but that's not something that you can just roll here right now in a bar.
Okay. I mean, I would try to. I mean, I guess I'll sense out to see if there's any energy nearby to acquire. Pick up
Like
on
quintessence. Is that what you're looking for?
Yes. Because that's what I was doing before.
Excuse me.
Pretty sure that we rolling for prime. So
What attribute would I be using it for, though?
you just would be rolling Arate.
Okay.
Unless you wanted to do it automatically by spending a point of quintessence.
So how many dice would I be rolling?
1.
Okay. I will just do a roll. It's a 1.
You sense nothing.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, do I gain anything from this deal I just did with him? Like, he'd be paying me, right, for this?
Yeah. We're gonna call that. Well, what do you have any?
Not like
what were
a
your
lot.
backgrounds?
but-
What were your backgrounds?
Oh,
You had resources, right?
yeah,
So you're
resource
already well off. So like this is just essentially.
to gain reputation.
Yeah, like it does help you in town. Like that's since you rolled well, you're gonna get other connections through that.
Oh, okay.
And then yeah, you did get more money, but essentially it's just like since
It's
you
not
already have
notable.
a lot of resources, it's just like to you it's like just one more.
It's not notable.
Yeah, exactly. But like what matters more is the connections
Okay,
that you got through that.
cool.
Okay, so anyway, yeah, we're in the bar. So my question that never got answered were, where are these guys?
Are we all in
We're
the bar?
all in the bar at this point,
Oh,
yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
these two have just walked in. Longcat
I
is
would
in
have
the,
probably wanted
in the
to.
far corner. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna ask Longcat is what was your character's name?
Oh, I'm gonna have it be that so like I want to keep my actual character's name like humanish name kept to the side for the most part until like trustable people earn that right.
Oh, so you have a gyro name though?
Yes,
What is it?
chases stars.
Alright.
I figured Argonian names would probably help me here because I have no idea about like werewolf names and like I read a little bit of like the naming convention and it seems kind of similar, so I was like, "Fuck it, we're gonna
Okay.
go with names and adjectives."
Yeah.
Okay, so Longcat's in the corner.
Yeah, so Longcat's in the corner with that guy, and Pepin is more so at the front, where there's the bar over at the long side here, dance floor. Longcat's back over here, and like you guys have just come in here, and Pepin's.
I didn't
he's gonna put
sense
everything-
anything. So I guess you're saying.
If my business with this guy's done, I'm gonna bid him adieu and go to the actual bar.
Okay, so you're going and picking up a drink.
Yes,
Celebrate the.
essentially, yes.
Yeah.
I think that we should probably do
Yeah.
the same.
I was gonna say. So anyway, I walk. Me and Natasha and my ghoul Gordon Ramsay. walk up to the bar, and I'm like, yeah, man, I'll have a tall glass of B positive, please. And as I'm getting my drink, I turn around and I see Junior Harambe just chilling in the bar, and I'm like, oh, this dude has global influence. What is he doing here? So I
know that guy.
to mock him, I use my vicissitude to turn my face into his face and wave at him.
Well, you have to roll for that. Intelligence plus body craft. Oh, you don't have any crafts, do you?
No, I don't have any.
So you're just rolling intelligence.
Just rolling.
It's gonna be
intelligence.
difficulty 7.
Okay. Let me take a good boy. I don't like that one. I like this one. All right. 7.
Oh, nice. So you succeed. You look just like it.
What do you think about this?
You're sensing something now.
Pippin, you have to roll. You have to roll willpower right now.
Otherwise, you break down into
Otherwise, you
tears.
freak out.
So 1 dice.
Is that what your willpower is?
Oh no, it's 5.
I was gonna say there's not much willpower.
Anything above 6.
You got an 8. Yeah, 6.
Okay. So you don't freak out. You're just like, okay, what the fuck? You've seen crazy stuff before, so you're used to it by now.
Right? I will turn. What is your purpose? What brings you here?
Well,
You guys
man,
are chatting from across the room. Hey, what are you doing here?
well, man, I think that question's really mine. I mean, fucking an international celebrity just walks into my bar, and I'm sitting here with
Your bar.
yeah, I'm sitting here with my good pal Gordon Ramsay. So I'm wondering what brings Harambe Jr. into this bar.
To get trashed.
The reason anyone goes into a bar.
To get trashed.
So we're both
We're both getting trashed. We're at the bar.
we're both having a beverage
Yeah.
and
I asked.
shooting the shit,
Yeah.
talking about being celebrities.
Uh,
And
our influences on society.
I tell about this Food Network show that I have going on at midnight graveyard shift. And the conversation's going really well. Pepin seems like a stand-up guy. So I start divulging a little bit about our mission and how we need a little bit more muscle on the job to
One with
go out on this
considerable
excursion.
perception.
A man who has perception. A man with vision.
A man with influence.
Well,
That's what
I'm glad to make these things a reality. Like, I've been looking for more help as I've been on my travels, being in exile for at least a decade.
So Pepin agrees, and to pay homage, Gordon Ramsay kisses his ring. And so we're getting a couple of drinks into us. We're hanging out. Anytime you want to make your appearance, you know.
I'm just at the bar, just observing.
This is not the time to observe.
You're right. This is the time to
I
drink.
I drink another drink and propose a toast to good times and
We propose a toast and we buy a round of drinks for the commoners at the bar,
Come on.
including this werewolf chap over here that we don't know is a werewolf. That's wearing
No, I think you do.
This-
I think
this-
so, don't we?
Yeah, because of your aspects.
Oh yeah.
But if you were humans, I'd just be a guy in a weird Iron Maiden steel mask. So I can't think of anything else for a fucking mask idea.
So we're deep into the
It's
sauce.
okay, everyone has those.
And start a conversation with the lad because I already initiated Pep, and I'm not gonna come up and
You
talk to
ruined my
you
idea though, because I was gonna buy the room a round of drinks.
Well, argue with me about buying the room round of drinks then. Be like, hey, listen, cunt, I'm buying these drinks.
Am I like within like 5?
You're at the bar.
Am I within
yeah.
5 feet of him?
Yeah.
All right,
You're 2 seats down.
I'm gonna nudge him in the arm and be like, "What kind of drink is? Is there a restriction to the drink?"
Each man to his own poison. I says, with the perfect grammar and intelligence that you would expect from an international celebrity.
Okay. And then not much of a jumping pad for this one. Okay.
There's lots of opportunity.
Well, cheers. Thank you. And I'm gonna clink my glass to his glass.
Opportunity.
So we're having a good time, and we're shooting the shit now because you're a man who likes a good drink, and I can appreciate a man who enjoys a beverage. So we're becoming good old pals. We talk about all types of sorts and the
Like
sorts.
the stocks.
Yeah, and the sorts that we don't like. And and I tell you that we need to head out soon because we have a little business to take care of down the way a bit.
What would I gain from helping you on your task? Because I'm new in town and I need connections to start my business back up.
Paying loyalty to the community will at least give you safety in the new town that you're establishing yourself.
I'm gonna scoff when you say safety and say, okay, fair enough.
Okay, I don't have to manipulate. Okay, so we're good with that. We have made those connections. Should we bring any of those other fucks with us? It's good to have dispensable people. So let's bring like 1 or 2 of those vampire boys that we met beforehand. Preferably that really ugly one. That oh wait, no, I tried to sacrifice him already. We probably shouldn't use him.
I mean, he would have obfuscate, so
What's that?
the power to be invisible.
Oh, okay, yeah, we'll take stealth, man.
Well, the thing is you're gonna have to roll for this.
Okay.
How do you want to convince him? Do you want to
Oh, I want to manipulate him, telling him that
So,
the Prince Vampire dude told him.
manipulation and subterfuge?
Yeah.
So you roll that, and he's gonna have 5. It's against a difficulty of 6. He has 2 successes. 'Cause he doesn't like you. You have to convince him, because you almost sent him packing for.
I got 2 8s and a 6.
Alright, so you succeed in convincing him to come along. Did you want to grab any of the other ones?
Is there any? What other useful ones do you have?
There's. It was a Malkavian, a Tremere, and a Ventru.
Yeah, I don't know what that.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, okay, so
They're the other vampire races.
yeah, like it was a.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know what they do.
Christine Lowell was a Tremere, which is like a blood magic vampire. They developed vampirism through magic, and they operate similar to mages.
Okay,
like, they
we'll
have
bring a
cantrips
mage
and
friend
stuff.
for Pepin. Yeah, we'll bring a mage friend for Pepin. I
So
got that. Pepin, you got a cute girl that does blood magic now. I'm making this happen for you.
You have all the dice though.
Yes.
Alright, so it'd be against 6.
And I got 2 6s.
Do not succeed.
I don't succeed.
No.
I didn't make it happen for you. I fucked the deal up.
She doesn't want to go with you guys. She's like, don't think I want to hang out with you guys.
Well, that's good. We got the fucking elephant man with us, so we're good on that end. So at least we got that guy. Yeah, so.
So is that all you're gonna do? Alright.
Alright.
Don't answer.
I'm gonna ask.
I answer for.
I'm gonna ask Junior Harambe if he knows where I can score some pot.
Oh, obviously.
Alright, awesome.
I have certain magical powers that allow me to have advanced control of agriculture.
Oh, nice! I'm gonna start a pot
Um,
farm.
That is one of my advantages being in exile for over 10 years.
It takes 10 years to grow really great pot.
Pepin's been in the Middle East making hash.
We'll go back to headquarters and see what we can do about that.
So, alright, we've assembled the lads.
Okay, I want everyone to roll perception plus alertness.
Six, 1, 4, and 2.
Seven, 6, 2, and a 1.
You say perception and alertness?
Yeah.
Uh, 1, 2, 1, 5, 7. Oh, one of them? Oh, okay, my bad.
4, 8, 9, 7, 0, 1.
Natasha's woke.
This fucking.
Alright.
You
so,
perceive the entire room.
yes. So Natasha, your inner animal starts to tell you, like it's just you just like start to feel something's off, and then like you look around and you sense that there's a lot of strange lights coming around at the windows, and that someone, like a group of people, seems to be surrounding the building and
We are.
getting closer.
We're still
And
at the
this is
bar, right?
something that like you pick up on.
Wait, are we at the bar still?
Yeah.
Okay. So we need to leave. Or we need to sit. We need to do something. I don't know what we need to do.
So we're being surrounded.
Yeah.
Yeah, she picks up on it.
Yeah.
Alright. So I would want to use my sensible abilities to figure out what kind of presence these people pose. If they're good, evil.
So you're just gonna roll 1 arete for you're just gonna sense, or are you gonna spend a quintessence on it?
So what would be the one where I have to roll? Arete or
Yeah, you would either be rolling 1 dice, or you would be spending a quintessence to do it.
I'm actually just gonna use a quintessence this time around.
Bring it with me. Alright, so you start to pick up that there are multiple different people coming in. There are 3 people moving into the front, and there's 4 coming through the back. And
So the people.
yes, people. They're you pick up on the fact that they're humans, but they have bad intent and they are armed. That's all you can pick up for your senses.
And they're
And
armed.
yeah.
Firearms or melee weapons?
Firearms.
How many in the back and how many in the front?
So there were 4 people going through the back door, and then there are 3 people coming through the front. And coming later, you can like sense that there are 2 other people that are eventually gonna make it to the front
Okay.
with them.
So
Is there a second floor to this building?
There is.
Okay. Can I see if there are windows on the second floor?
All right, so you're just gonna go. So you go up to the second floor and just.
I guess so.
Well,
Yeah. If I can't
there
see
are
it from where I
windows,
am.
so yeah.
If I can't see it from where I am.
Yeah, you can see it from where you are because it's
Can I also
it's
sense
like an open club, so you can see the second
I'm
floor.
gonna-
It's like a balcony.
I'm gonna try and work the shopkeeper over to see if he has a secret like exit.
Oh, the barkeep.
Yeah.
Hey, barkeep. Yeah, I mean, he's not gonna fight you on that, so you don't have to roll. He's gonna tell you that there's a different exit you can go through if you go through the Haven part of Nevermore, down where the others sleep. You
Okay.
can go through that way.
We
So
should do that.
we're going.
So you guys are gonna
we're
see
gonna
it.
slip out the back.
Yeah.
We're gonna slip out.
All right. Well, it's a team. It's a party decision.
I just think that if that's the case, if the other vampires are sleeping down there, vampires and werewolves generally don't get along.
no. I mean,
so
they're
should
not.
I even be down
it's-
there?
They're not sleeping down there.
Okay.
That's
It's
their-
nighttime.
But
right?
even
their
so,
way.
should I even be down there? So I'm
That's a
wondering if
good
I need to
point.
find my
But I
own.
mean,
That's a
is
good
he
point because the ghoul at the door might also not want you to go down there because he's.
I can press.
Yeah, that's
the,
a good point actually, Loncat.
I can press that ghoul though.
So you would have to roll for that.
All right.
So you're gonna roll for the ghoul at the door to convince them to let Loncat through.
Yeah.
That's what we go. All right.
Or can I change the way he looks with my? Can I make him look like a Nosferatu for a minute?
I mean, if you really.
I mean, I am wearing a mask.
I'll manipulate this boy. All right. So what?
It would be intelligence. Don't
Okay.
fuck it up.
Oh, it's only intelligence.
Well, intelligence plus body crafts.
Oh, then I should do this. I should just be like, bro, it's cool.
He's changing your features, man. Are you cool with that?
Oh no, I'm talking about just using manipulation to press the guard because I'm not gonna be able
Oh,
to.
you're not gonna do that.
No.
So, okay. Difficulty 6.
So I would roll manipulation and what else?
Subterfuge. Got 3 suck.
How many?
You got 3 successes.
Okay. What do I need to beat him?
Anything 6 or higher. 4 successes. Or like 3 or more successes.
Oh well, fuck. Nope, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, pal. There's no way I'm letting that guy through here. So you guys see that they start coming through the front door, and you presume that they start coming through the back door, and it's 3 big guys in trench coats. You can just tell that they have some big guns under their arms. Essentially, they're coming through, and they know who is around them. Essentially,
I'm going to close the distance between me and this ghoul, and like not grab him by the throat, but like but like
It's
the
like,
shirt,
yeah.
like just with one hand, and I'm gonna say, look, man, this is a matter of life and death. You either let us through, or you're adding more bodies to the pile.
So you're gonna also have to roll. If
That's
you want.
fine. That's fine.
Do that.
What am I adding?
Intimidation and something else.
Yeah, intimidation is it can be either strength or manipulation plus intelligence.
Strength or manipulation plus intelligence?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do manipulation and intelligence.
Gonna have to beat him against a difficulty 6, and he got no successes. So any successes warrants him letting you through.
Okay, I got it.
He's like, okay, I'll let you through. And then he steps out of the way and lets you guys go down into just open the door, and it's like an iron gate essentially is through it, and then you go down the stairs and to otherwise dark area that it lights up as you guys get there, and there's a few antique looking coffins just on the wall in the back, and then there's second wooden door that is the way out, essentially. But it goes through the sewers a little bit,
Okay.
and it can just lead you back up through there if you guys want to do it like that.
Yeah, so we come out of the manhole, leave the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Essentially.
And we're out of there. So we immediately call a cab. And, get going to our
Can I use global influence to get us all sweets? Stay the night
Taxi
somewhere
man, give us some
after
chocolate,
after
loser.
a long night of getting trashed, and
Well, I mean, these guys can't go out during the daytime.
then
You just stay the night and then slay them.
you can just hide yourself in a big chest or drawer or fucking cabinet.
Are you guys looking to go to sleep right now?
We tell Pepin that there's no time for sweets, but we do have a minute. There's no time for sweets, but we do
Take it
have a
back
minute
to-
to stop at Taco Bell.
Alright.
Taco
The other
Bell.
option is the infirmary.
Wait, so are you going to fill up your blood pool there?
We're going to Taco Bell to replenish my blood pool.
Okay, so we're just gonna call it at even 10 right now.
Well, my other option was that infirmary slash place where all those patients were that were supposedly getting care at the time of what was going on. Actually, no, that building collapsed.
Mhm.
So, just say headquarters.
Where are we supposed to be going?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get to the place that we're supposed to be going. That mission deal.
Something manor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
We're
were
going-
the Blackwell Manor was where he asked you guys
Okay.
to go.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's,
to
Time
get
is
there.
of the essence. For
That's where we're-
vampires.
yeah,
So
Yes.
They have till. Okay.
that's where we're headed.
Hold on.
So we have an overnight task at hand.
Literally from dusk till dawn.
Is there anywhere you guys wanted to go before going to your destination?
Yes. Shooties.
We were just there.
I wasn't there.
He wasn't at Shooties.
He
Oh.
wasn't there?
Oh, shooties.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Or I don't know, maybe a
So,
discount shooties.
If I go to shootings, do I get a firearm?
You have to buy a firearm. Wait.
I'm glad we're not using exact.
Alright.
Yeah, but I mean, you all just have considerable amounts of wealth, where to the point where buying a
gun is nothing.
is nothing to you guys.
Then I'm gonna
I
just
mean,
get a
you have
assault
resources, you
I
have
should
global
also-
influence, so it's like at least implied that you have wealth.
I'm going to purchase an M4 assault rifle.
that's
Difficulty 7.
that's you probably will have to roll for that. Like,
Yeah.
How many dice? Like,
What did we call it before? That would be manipulation and subterfuge.
That'd be 3.
Unless you wanted to do it some other way. You could do it by intimidate. You have a lot of strength, don't you?
Yes.
You could do intimidation with a strength
But-
plus intelligence.
isn't
Oh,
intimidation its own thing though?
Yep. What?
So what? I'm like physically
Intimidation's its own thing.
like assaulting the owner. So.
Like it's under ability.
Give him an old right cross.
Oh yeah,
Give me
then
that
that's what INT means here. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant. The way I have it set up here is I just abbreviate it, so it just says INT. So that's why I thought that. But thank you for picking it up.
No problem.
So yeah, that's what the second dice would be added to that dice pool. So that whatever that would be.
Well, my
It's the most
strength is
perfect and
4,
lovely
and
arsenal.
my
Oh,
is it
fuck!
manipulation or health?
Fuck!
So it would be strength and intimidation.
That was really cool. I wanted to enjoy that for
So
a few more
that'd be-
seconds.
6.
Against a difficulty of 6. 1, 2 successes.
I have 1, 6.
Anything higher.
There's a 0, 2, 4, and a 2.
Zeros count as tens.
Then
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
So I have 2 successes. Said 6 was difficulty. So I have to get a 6 or higher.
Yeah, you had to get more than 2.
I had 2.
So if it's equal, we're just gonna count it,
Okay.
and you can
so
get that.
Alright. So I get my gun.
And And Longhead. Did you also want to get something illegal or ish or seemingly that you would have to roll for, or do you want to just buy something that's?
I know it kind of makes sense that he wouldn't in the title, but does he sell melee weapons?
Yeah.
Like
what do you want?
bat and a shotgun of some sort.
And he says, yeah, you want a hardwood, metal, or wiffle ball?
I'm gonna say I'm definitely gonna say hardwood.
Okay.
I'm gonna say mahogany if he has it.
Okay.
It's a good choice.
Right? It's a solid wood right there.
It's very
I should
dense.
probably.
It is.
Because I'm the only one without a weapon, and
Yeah,
you
you
should
should
probably buy
It'd
one.
probably be most
Okay.
good.
So what do you want?
You know, a normal one. I don't know.
And
Yeah, a handgun. I
And-
guess.
But are you gonna fit the bill for her? Because I assume
I
that you
poor?
wouldn't be.
I propose that we all split it.
Yes. Yes, I too propose that we all split it.
You could possibly get money from other people if you really wanted to, but nothing implies that you have wealth. So that's why
I'm
I was just
poor.
saying
How many
that. Just for like storytelling.
how many other gun stores are within the next 20 blocks?
So
Shooties is the only one around for a while.
One gun store, give them the best price.
So I was
No.
about to
Well,
burn
I
this
have-
bridge
It's
real
just-
quick
it's like so-
over
it's
something
beating everyone-
trivial.
It's beating everyone else in town. Like the only other ones
okay.
are. I mean, of course,
I
there's gonna be a
have-
bunch in New
so-
Hampshire. So if you want to like go
Right.
to other ones, you know.
I have
not gonna be a
3
problem.
resources, so I'm just gonna like give Natasha money to get a handgun because a handgun is cheap.
Okay, so
Thanks.
And then the story continues.
okay, so you guys leaving. So that's the
Oh,
only
yeah,
place you
we
guys
have
want to
to-
go.
and we have to get the dog.
I was gonna say.
We
so-
need
Oh
the
yeah.
dog. Yeah, we
Well-
What's our dog's name?
I don't think that's been
Joseph.
decided.
Joseph. Yes.
Emphasis on the Seth.
Tater.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
so it's the 4 of you, Joseph, and you also brought along that Nosferatu.
Roger is
The name
also
of
accompanied.
or
We can't forget about Roger.
We can't forget about Roger.
or this taxi's
Wait, you're
pretty
bringing
fucking booked.
Roger?
Yeah, Roger's with me.
Okay, so you're bringing like 2 taxis, and you're bringing a lot of people. You got a big.
I-
Oh, yo, this taxi's a Hummer for some reason.
Okay, whatever.
Well, they
can
do
fit 8
vans.
people.
They do van taxis.
That is true, they do.
I've
How
seen
far
those
away
all
is
the
it?
You're
time.
just in a
Just, like,
van
walk?
taxi service.
How about a big Hummer?
I feel like that's not very discreet for something that we're supposed
Middle
to be
back,
sneaking.
3
We're
seat
taking a
Hummer.
van. Yeah, we're taking a van.
Put a blanket over
like
it.
a Ford Econoline van. Like a
Alright, so
We're taking a taxi van.
and you aren't going anywhere else beforehand.
so a
Anywhere.
minivan.
No,
I'm just making sure.
No, it probably wouldn't be very helpful for what we're doing right now. I'm game to just go.
Okay, so as you guys get dropped off at the this big stone wall, which has a giant iron gate in front of it, which is the entrance to the Blackwell Manor. And as you start to get out of the van, the cab guy is like, "Are you sure you guys are getting out here? This place looks pretty weird."
listen.
We pay you to
man.
drive. We pay you to drive. We don't pay you to ask questions.
I would tell him to wait around actually. See,
Oh, okay.
give us 5 to 10 minutes.
After
to
I'm just blatantly rude.
make sure that.
I don't know about that, man. I don't know. I don't think I want to be around here. I mean, you could try to bribe him, or you could try to intimidate. You know, just do a rule if you want him to stick around.
What would be bribing? Like which?
Bribery would.
Or would I be
I
using?
mean, I would
wits?
just be. I would just.
Can I use wits?
You could use wits plus subterfuge if you wanted to.
That would only be 3. So, can I do what I did before and intimidate?
So strength and intimidation.
Yes. I got 1, 5, 4, 2, 1, and 0.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna stick around.
I'm gonna be in the back. I have to. We've all gotten out, right? We've all gotten out
Yeah.
already. Okay, I'm gonna move to the back of the van and commit his license plate number to memory.
Good. Oh, yeah.
You're welcome.
That's
Oh, you're gonna leave? All right. See you later.
So he drives away as.
Do I get that, or do I have to roll for that?
No, you just.
Yes.
But
Shitty taxi man's not license plate.
So as the taxi starts to leave, it starts to drizzle a little bit. You can feel. It's starting to rain. You can sense it. Like it's gonna be raining in a couple minutes. Like, and then you can tell that after that it's gonna be downpouring, probably, judging by the darkness of the clouds in the sky. And right now, you're just in front of the giant iron gate that is closed, and it's on both sides are a stone wall that's about like 12 feet tall, maybe 15 feet tall. You know what? Make it 20. 25.
So 25-foot wall.
No, it's just like a 15 foot.
Do we
It's a
assume-
deep-
Do we assume that it's a very
I don't
high
know.
security facility, or is it just a simple stone wall?
I'm gonna investigate the outside structure, like the gate, and then whatever the wall facing us is, like just that one. I'm not gonna go around it or anything. I'm just gonna if the gate were right here and then it's walls, I'm just gonna check out the gate and the walls to see if there's any structural damage or anything like that, or like a keypad for the gates.
So I'd say that means
So you have, since you are a werewolf, you have the skill of investigation, which is something that other players don't have.
I have
Wait, really?
investigation.
I have
Wait,
one.
really? So,
I have 2
I have
investigation.
one.
so investigation is on there?
Yeah, abilities. Investigation.
Oh, that's weird that
I
for
have
some
it too.
reason
I just don't
it's
have
put
it
down
anywhere.
that not everyone had it, but it should say that. So that would be perception and investigation, and it's gonna be difficulty 8, 2 successes.
Okay. Damn, just one.
You don't pick up anything unusual about the gate.
I'm gonna scout around too. What do
Well, what are you trying to scout around for? Are you looking are you just checking out the area, essentially, getting a sense of the doing what he was doing, essentially?
I'm looking for so is this like a facility, or is this like a just a wall? Just like a wall
Like,
to
what's,
a
what's
like
beyond the wall? That
Okay, so you can see, you can kind of make out in the distance.
Oh, so it's a house.
Yeah, like you guys have
Okay.
just got it to the
Okay.
wall.
Large house.
So
Like,
I'm
very-
checking to see what the security's like, if there are guards or anything like that. So what am I gonna need to use? I know I need to use investigation.
would that be intelligence or wits? If someone were to investigate.
Investigation, would be perception and investigation. It's doing the same roll, so it would be well, since you're trying to do something essentially that, since what you would be picking up on is beyond the wall, it's going to be a more difficult roll than what Longcat was doing, because he was merely examining the wall. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So I'm just telling you that's why this roll is going to be more difficult.
Okay.
And so that would be, what I said to you, it was difficulty 8.
It
2
was
successes.
8, 2 successes. Yes.
So this is just going to be difficulty 8, 3 successes.
Oh, nope.
Okay, you also don't pick up anything unusual at this point, but
Okay.
so you want to do something, Natasha?
Yeah. So I want to not. I know you guys just looked around, but to look around to see if there's any evidence that guy was there, the other vampire. You know what I mean?
Christopher Davidson.
Yeah,
the
like-
one you're looking for.
Yeah.
Okay, so So you're all essentially making the same roll, which is
Yeah.
perception and investigation.
Okay, I have no investigation, so that's good. Hold on. I have 4 of this. So, okay. What do I have to?
Oh, actually, I have it written down here that you.
Okay.
Nothing, sorry. No, I'm looking at something else.
Alright, so what do I have to get to? I have 4.
So you're just picking. You were just investigating the area beforehand, right? Essentially, so that would be the easiest roll because you're looking at the ground. Now.
Yeah, it's
That's
just
what
the
you were
ground
saying,
to
yeah.
see that's if
Just
I don't
tracks,
know.
essentially,
Yeah.
I mean.
Last
So
one.
that would just it would be the same roll, but the difficulty would just be
4 inches.
7.
So wait, is it perception or intelligence?
7
It's
1
in-
success.
Mine's perception, so I don't. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, it's perception.
Gotcha.
8, 9, and 3.
Okay, so you can see that there are tracks that lead in from so like here's the front gate wall where all you guys are pretty much investigating, and you can pick up that there were some prints that go to the right and they go on for a little while, and you can see Natasha found some prints.
See, we should follow the prince.
I guess we should follow the prince.
So yeah.
Mhm.
So what you guys start to follow these small footprints that you find, and they lead you to a secret hole in the side of the wall that is kind of partially hidden by like moss and stuff and shrubbery, but you guys have picked it out because you found the footprints. Yeah. Nice going.
Nice.
Yay!
But, so yeah, you can get on through there, and so one by one you start to make it on through to the other side, and as
We're going through.
and it starts to rain more. It's really picking up now because before it was just a little drizzle in the face, but now it's like actually raining as you guys get there, and you start to pick up what's in front of you. Really, you can see in the distance there's a giant mansion that looks very much in disrepair. It's like the paint. It had like really good white paint, but it's like all peeled through, and you can see a lot of just the like the wood on the bottom and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the windows are broken here and there. And beyond the mansion, from the sides, you can see a lot of shrubbery, and I mean you can't really tell exactly what's out there behind, but then you can tell for like a very far distance. Behind there, there's just forest and like acres and acres of woodlands beyond there, and that's just describing the area. And as you start to get through to the other side, you start hearing some weird stuff. So you start to hear like this weird clopping sound, and it sounds like it's like clopping through mush or like water or blood or something like that, and you're all gonna have to roll for initiative right now, which is roll 1 dice, and then you add. So everyone's rolling 1 dice, and then you add to that number that you roll the total of your dexterity plus wits.
Sure. 3. So that'd be 9.
10.
Dex plus wits.
17.
Nice.
10.
6.
Okay, so combat order is Woody. So I have to roll for. It goes Woody, Natasha, something that you guys don't know yet, and then Pepin, and then Marquette. That is combat order.
Alright.
So you start to so Woody, you have combat initiative. What you do is like you turn around and you immediately notice this 9-foot tall entity. You can't really make out what it is, but it's like clopping really quickly towards you, and it just it looks really like skinny and just grotesquely like pushed outwards, and like its limbs. It has like really long and skinny limbs, and the top of its head seems to like be cut off, kind of like right at the head part, and it resembles like a skull, but that's like all you can make out really in the darkness, and it's coming towards you. So you can you have initiative, so you can do the first move.
Okay, I am going to shoot it in, I don't know, I guess I'm going to shoot it in the legs, because I want to see what it is. So,
Is it violently coming towards us?
Yeah.
Or is it just.
Is it an enemy? Okay, I'm going to
Like,
shoot
what,
it.
how aggressive is this thing's approach?
Rolling initiative, it
I mean,
wants
it's
our,
running
it wants
towards
us to
you.
die.
Pretty aggressive.
Oh, then
That's
I'm
why.
going to just go for I'm going to shoot it right in the chest. So firearms and, what else?
Dexterity.
So I got 2 6s, 2 10s. A 4 and a 1.
Okay, so statistically speaking, you've got 4 successes there, so that would be 4 points of damage, but then he soaks 2. So what was the gun you had? You just had a.
Oh, I had pistol.
Okay, so you're just like shooting him right in the stomach.
Yeah.
So you shoot this creature right in the chest, and like he stumbles a little bit, but he's still walking. He's still running towards you, and you start to make out what he is more, and you can tell that it's skinless human who has been stretched out of proportion, like to look longer and bigger. He's up to like 9 feet tall, and their skull has been like cut open, like I was saying before, but you can just tell there's like no brain or anything in the side, and in the inside it's just completely hollow in there, and just otherwise it's like completely fleshless, and you can see the muscles and the bones working and stuff, and it's just really grotesque, and its jaws are just a lot larger than before, and its teeth bigger, and it's just coming at you. So that is Natasha.
Awesome. I would also like to shoot it.
Okay, so that's gonna be
Oh,
dexterity
you
and
should
firearms.
use your animal stuff too.
Oh wait, yeah, we have a dog.
Yeah.
The dog. I don't want to put the dog at risk though by having an attack and then the thing kill the
It's got-
dog.
It's gotta learn to be tough.
Wait, what was the thing for shooting it?
Dexterity and firearms. I just want to point out that the other people that are with you just are still making it through the wall, and that's why they didn't roll initiative.
Oh, okay.
Like we have Roger and Theodore.
So I'm pretty sure when I did this, I wanted to
Roger.
move that down there, and that's what those lines were for.
He has all the
So
powers
can
that I
that be
don't
two
have.
and not just one? I think that's what's happening there.
So
He's the
Roger-
Watson to your Sherlock.
Yeah.
Okay.
For now, yeah. So I have,
So it'll be
I have
four.
the superior physical prowess of
I like it.
martial arts.
Martial
So,
arts.
6 or higher is a
I'm
success.
relearning
Okay.
My source.
Oh
I
my
like it.
god.
5, 4,
I'm
1.
made
One.
martial artist.
You just like you shoot on. Natasha misses completely, and she shoots off to the side of the creature in a startled panic.
Sorry.
Happens. I mean, that thing was pretty creepy, so it happens.
Choose the dog.
Yeah.
And now it is the creature attacking, and I mean he's gonna be attacking you, Woody, because you got him. So
Yeah. That's alright.
exactly, he's gonna be attacking you with. Now, let's see. Are you gonna try to like dodge her?
Can I flesh craft a wall?
I mean, you can't. That would be a whole other action, but you've already gone.
Oh fuck. What can I do? Oh, what about my retainer? What about Gordon Ramsay? What about Gordon Ramsay?
You brought Gordon Ramsay with you.
He's my retainer.
Did Roger make it through the wall?
None of those people have made it through the wall.
Okay, so Gordon Ramsay's not there. He's supposed to be by my side.
He'll be
He's
able
my
to make a
bodyguard.
great dish out of the remains. So we're okay. We're still okay.
Yeah, we got this.
Costello, what about my retainer?
He's still making. Okay, he's making.
He's
the
my
door like the whole-
bodyguard.
We're gonna actually feast though after this fight. Like on the realist shit.
Well, what can I do to counter it?
You could
Dodge it.
dodge it.
Oh, I do have. Okay.
Dexterity and dodge.
What do I have to beat?
3 successes of 6.
I see 8 and a 9. And then 5, 2, 1, and 4.
So, do not succeed.
Do not succeed.
So you get hit, and well, I mean, you want to soak any of that? What's your stamina?
My stamina.
Yeah, that's pretty useful, huh?
What?
Soaking up
Yeah.
damage.
Definitely.
So
My
soaking is like
stamina's-
negating the damage to some extent.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
What was it?
My stamina's 3.
So you take 1 health damage.
So I'm just bruised.
Yeah.
But or what does it just take away from my blood?
Well, no, it takes away from health.
No, to soak.
Soaking?
Oh,
Yeah.
No, that's just stamina. Like it's just testing your stamina. It doesn't. You don't spend anything to do that.
I know, but what about? Oh, okay. So there's no way around that.
So what happens though is like he claws you in the back, and like you can feel a slight sharpness in your back. And it's like what he does is like he comes around and does it like this, and he like tries to grapple you at the same time, but it's just a sharp tingling, and he's like right there, and he's like you can just really feel how tall and like intense it is. But,
Alright, so
figured.
who's gonna defend my honor?
So wait, did you just
So-
get grappled?
I just got.
I guess I
I just
will.
got clawed.
I will brawl with it, but I'm gonna try to break its
Pepin,
leg.
you have
Pepin's
an assault,
pulling
Pepin,
up the
you have an
gloves.
assault rifle, and you're gonna throw hands with
Well,
it. Really?
I have better melee than I do using a gun. A gun is kind of more so my
Well, then
secondary
throw
than
hands with
always.
it. I guess you should have gone.
I have no firearms. Like I have 0 firearms.
That gun is gonna be so.
It's
useful.
going to help out at some point, but I'm going to brawl with it. So,
okay, so
but I'm going to break its leg. So I'm using strength.
So- so you're using strength and brawl.
Yes.
Okay, so roll that.
Two 10s, a 7, 6, 5, 2.
So that's
What's the number I have to be higher than? At 2 10s.
6.
So 8,
Yes.
6, and 7. That's 5.
Okay, nice. So 5 successes. So you just like give this thing this. So what are you karate chopping it? What are you doing?
I'm snapping its leg. I am
Oh,
doing
so
some sort of
snap its leg.
karate chop
Okay.
movement. So, it's going down.
Martial arts.
Yeah, man, he's martial artist, man.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to break out the rust.
Alright, so so as you do that, he shakes a little bit and like he backs away from you guys a little bit.
Click the wrong way.
You can tell he definitely damaged his leg, and now he's got a good limp going there.
Or actually, it
just
might be
breaking right through. Like you really just like feel the bone and like
Oh,
the
yeah.
flesh cracking as you do that. Just like I'm just picturing you as a
You
martial
felt-
artist
you
right
felt.
now. I feel it.
Pepper would make the best martial artist.
And now it's on you, Lunkhead.
Oh. So, as this kind of werewolf, do I just have the ability to transform at will?
Yeah, like, are you always a werewolf? Or
I'm kind of curious about that myself.
Out your power? That'd be a good disguise.
Well, it's not so much a disguise. I just want access to like being a big burly werewolf.
Right.
It's that's what you can use either rage or willpower for. You either roll rage,
Rage or willpower.
or you use a willpower. For it.
Where's my willpower? I have 3. I have 3 rage also. So like, what the hell? I guess I'll use rage.
Okay, so you just have to roll, get any successes over 6, like 6 or higher.
Okay. And it's just the amount of rage per dice?
Yep.
Cool. Same as everything else. Nice, I got 7. Succeed.
Alright, so you just transform to your. So I'm assuming you transform to your war form,
Yes.
your biggest one.
Yes.
And it says on the character sheet what the immediate like changes are, right? In the physical.
Yeah, but
Section.
for Hamid, there's no change. And it's
Well, that's
difficult-
Homemade. It's just where it's normal.
Oh,
yeah.
right, yeah.
Yeah, and what it's based off. So, but it has it on there, right?
It does have it on
Okay.
here.
I just want you to make sure that you
All-
have the differences there.
Yeah, it shows all the other races
And like
differences.
Krynos. and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got a bunch of them.
But Krynos is in there, right?
Yes, Krynos is.
Yeah. Okay. That's the one that matters. That's your war form.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like the quintessential werewolf.
Awesome. Okay.
That's cool because him being a werewolf, he actually has a total of 5 forms. As opposed
Oh,
to
neat.
just-
So that's what that is? I thought that was races.
yeah, like you have the human form, the in between of a human and a werewolf, werewolf, in between of wolf and a werewolf, which is like a dire wolf,
Oh,
and then
okay.
you have a wolf.
That's badass. I didn't know that. I thought it was just 1 and 2. That's cool.
Nice.
But so yeah, you turn
Good
into
old
that
shit.
war form and take it. You're gonna
Is that my only action, or can I attack too?
you can attack if you want to.
Awesome. I'm
You're just like you know, just
Yeah.
like getting all excited.
and then it's somebody else's turn.
Woo! Go team!
Like a sign and shit. Oh man.
That should be your action. Right
Yo,
now.
that should be. I should be like a werewolf bard.
Morale
Just
just
like,
goes
woo!
up.
Go team!
Intimidated.
That'd be tight. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna grab it by the face, like from like behind, and I'm gonna try and like stick my claws in its eyes,
Okay.
try and blind him.
Oh, man.
Can't walk.
Power grab.
Can't walk and can't see.
Remind me next time.
We can't
Fight with you, Lon.
Well, just don't become a
Okay.
9-foot tall
Okay.
grotesque creature that I need to kill.
So you can roll strength and brawl,
Okay.
or dexterity and brawl if it's higher for you.
No, it's the same. Strength and brawl.
Yeah.
Okay. What is there a difficulty, or am I rolling against you?
Just be difficulty 6.
I succeed.
Well, what are the successes?
There was a 7, and I just moved one of them, but I'm pretty sure it was a 9.
but you also have a 10. Is that?
No, 5, 4, 1, and 7. This one was the one I moved, and I thought it was a 9. But if I already have a 7, and it's one success. Then what the hell?
So
finally
you're just
came
like
back
grabbing
after-
onto it, and just like shaking it a little.
Pretty much.
What's going on, buddy?
Yeah.
See, you don't have any brains in it.
Oh.
Well, like I was also
Sorry.
sticking my claws into its eyes. I don't know if it really has the eyes for just like.
I mean, there's
Aesthetic
nothing. You find
or-
out when your claws get in there. There's nothing in there.
Yeah.
There's no eyes.
Oh Jesus! Okay.
It doesn't see.
I thought I was brutal, but I was still one upped.
Like, oh, this is so hardcore.
There's nothing in here. My center of balance is ruined. I fall off him and critically fail.
But now we're back to you, Woody.
Okay, and now I'm really mad at this guy because he fucked my shit up. So I am going to use my occult.
Taco Bell, assemble.
Where's my retainer?
They can come. They've just come through and made it to the other side. That was their action. So you also have those characters, but they're also going to be going after. Essentially, if there was going to be like a whole another roundabout of that, they'd be going after Longkit.
Okay. What does my vicissitude do at 2 points?
That's the ability that allows you to craft the blood. I mean, the skin, flesh, and muscles of other people.
What do I have to roll for that stuff?
Dexterity and crafts.
Fuck, but
Well, I mean, is there anything else on your thing close to that you could justify would be that in place of crafts? Because that's very important for vicissitude. It's like, do you have anything else there that you think would make sense? Otherwise, you're just gonna have to spend experience points there. I mean, which you should definitely do eventually. But.
no, not really.
Okay, so then it'd just be a rolling dexterity.
How many tries would I have to do just to like?
Well, I mean, you'd have one try this for your action for your turn.
I know, but like, how many successes would I need to like? I don't know. Like,
It's gonna be difficulty 6. Any successes.
oh, that's not bad. I could probably do that. So I'm going to. What can I do to this guy to fuck him up? I'm going to. What? I'm open to suggestions.
I mean, do you have any build-up attacks that would prove beneficial, given a little time?
I can do like flesh crafting, man. That's like what I can do. And fuck with
Because
people.
I can distract it in the best way I can.
I'm gonna take more damage if I wait for your turn again.
Okay.
Alright. So I'm going to like manipulate this guy's flesh into I'm gonna like try to immobilize his arms and turn him into like kind of like give his like front half like not much form at all. Like turn him into like a sausage kind of.
Okay.
You're gonna turn him into meat wad, make him become a thing.
Meat
You're gonna turn him
man.
into a hot dog.
6. I got a 6.
Alright, so you find out as you are changing his flesh that his flesh is surprisingly malleable for you, like more so than it would be typically than like the average usage of your flesh crafting, like if you'd be using it on like a human being or anything else, which is just something like you noticed by that. But do you want to describe how you change him up at all, if you want to do that? Or... So just turn him into a sausage.
Yeah, I kind of like, I shred the meat. I shred the meat, I turn him into a nice hamburger, and then I assemble them like back together into like a little sausage. And that's what happened to that guy. But he's tough. He's tough, alright.
I let go, right? Like I'm not in this sausage.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool.
I was like, hey buddy, get off. I gotta tenderize the meat.
Just please relax.
Oh my god.
That would be great.
So after you're like done playing around with the essentially, he just like essentially turns into a big mess and just flops onto the ground and just like soaks into the grass and
Cool.
yeah, just like really nasty. There's just like 9 feet of like blood and guts just like turning into a big puddle of ooze in front of you. It's like, it's like
My retainer is now eating.
He's putting it in a pot to like make into something later. He's like stirring it and shit.
Oh.
alright, so yeah, you guys successfully destroyed some nasty monster that you found outside Blackwell Manor.
Fuck yeah. Let's check out the front door.
So now I'm gonna roll for can I use security instead of investigation? What's security do?
That's lockpicking.
Oh, good. It's good I have that. But yeah, I'm gonna do investigation again.
So perception and investigation.
Yeah.
Alright. It's gonna be so you're just checking out the whole area?
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, so it's gonna be a difficulty 7, any successes.
8 and a 7.
Okay, so especially with your heightened aspects, you can easily check out and tell that all around you there's nothing else in the and as far as the front lawn to the entrance, and there's like no more hostility at all, and like you know this for a fact because you succeeded.
So just out of curiosity to raise a point, you had mentioned earlier that something that might not have been on all of our character sheets as opposed to one race. And when you said security, I don't have security on this. So the closest thing I would have to that is like subterfuge, I would think. So is it possible that I could like have my subterfuge rating for lockpicking later down the line?
Do you have crafts?
Yes.
That's lockpicking for you.
Oh, shitty. If I had known that.
I have no crafts.
Exactly, same.
That's alright because
Oh,
I
sensory.
can lock pick enough for everybody. It's worked pretty well so far. We broke into a pet store.
Yeah.
And now this place.
And now this place. So, what'd you say about by the time we get into the manor? Like, what's in the manor?
That was just like the whole like you were just investigating all the outside and the lawn, right? And just checking out the whole rest
Yeah,
of the
so
area.
I have a
nothing there,
feeling that
so,
the coast is clear.
yeah,
So,
exactly. So you guys
Okay.
just know that the coast is clear and
okay, so
everyone's all made it through, and you're all essentially at the front door, and
what
you can't see anything really beyond the little glass.
what is
window.
like the lighting situation like in the house of like liveliness like?
It's completely dark.
Okay,
And the rain's really starting to pour down now.
all right.
So we're not inside yet?
No.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
security into this puppy. So
We're
what
very
do I need
sensitive.
besides security?
What?
Besides security for a role, because I'm gonna lock this pick.
You're gonna lock that pick? Wait, so you're trying to use something that's not security?
No, security, and what else do I have to use? Like, you know,
Dexterity.
Okay.
I use perception and well, I want to sense if there's any other resistance in the house that we need to watch out for.
Didn't you say a
That's
few
gonna
minutes
be-
He's
ago?
doing an action
That's
first.
gonna be a harder difficulty rule until we're actually in the house,
Okay.
which is
So
what
let's
Pascal
get-
was telling me earlier
let's
when I tried to do.
So let's
But-
get some light.
Just to clarify, didn't you say there was no really more adversity after what he did? Like if
He was
Outside.
he was checking out the whole like that was
Oh, okay.
that was until like that does not include beyond the mansion.
Oh,
And it does not
okay.
include inside. He was checking out the whole rest of the lawn after
Oh,
you guys killed
alright,
the monster.
Okay, so I got a 7, 2 7s, and 8.
Alright, so you successfully break through the old lock in the door, and you hear a really large, like, clunking noise, and slowly but surely the very heavy door pushes back, and you see your first glimpse inside the manor, and it's completely pitch black, but a strike of lightning in the background flashes through, and like you see the a giant stairwell before you in the middle of the hall, in the middle of the front room, and then just doors to both sides.
Pepin, you got any fire mage powers to light this up, Harambe?
Well, last time I tried illuminating the place, you said I couldn't do it.
Oh yeah, because you didn't have the spear point for it yet. Can't do that.
Which spear point would that be?
It. I think it's a 2 in prime. I might be wrong.
Okay.
We would just check that out before you bought anything with experience points.
Okay. So
Just keep in mind, like all the
can't
information is
illuminate
here.
anything. So
What about Roger?
oh yeah, Roger can do it though. Can we have Roger give us?
Oh,
some-
Roger can light the one, yeah.
So
Hey, Roger, can you light up the room for us, please?
Just
So-
keep in mind though that magic use over time is prone and it's like susceptible to paradox,
okay.
especially because it's vulgar magic and you're doing it in front of people who aren't magicians.
Okay. All right.
So like these people are gonna be like, "Whoa, how the fuck is that happening?"
All right.
Right when they see
I
that.
see.
But I mean, they're also less prone to being surprised because I mean, you guys all have magical abilities too, essentially. So he's lighting the way, but who's telling him where to go?
Do
What do you guys want to do?
does my war form have like any kind of night vision? Or like
You
ability
have-
to see in the dark?
You have better senses, but
But everything else but vision.
I'm pretty sure like that's a specific gift
But-
you would have to get or something.
Okay.
And the way's already lit up anyway because of Roger.
Essentially, you guys have a good amount of light.
So-
like Roger's
With-
just letting it up. He's
The
like,
choices.
do I have to do everything?
The choices
That's-
are upstairs
That
and
stairwell.
or left or right,
Yeah.
right?
Essentially, yeah.
So I guess horror movies tell me to go up the stairs. So
All right, gang, time to split up. Oh man, this is gonna be kind of a horrible question without context, but the context is already here. What does the room smell like?
I feel like we should all stay.
Like,
I feel like
Are
we
you
should all
heightened
stay together.
senses?
Are you trying
Can I
to pick
smell
Yeah.
up?
anything?
You trying to pick up some
Yeah,
worm information?
I'm trying to pick
Or
up some
that's-
anything.
Do you have sense of the worm?
As a gift?
Yeah.
No, I just have persuasion and truth of Gaia and diagnostics, but none of those would help me in this scenario. I think.
Okay, so I'm gonna
I
have
should make a
you
point
just roll
that we
out
should all stay together though for now.
perception.
Before
and
we
awareness.
decide it's safe, we split up.
Cool. Okay.
Maybe a little more recon and then.
What do I have to beat?
gonna have to do a difficulty 8. Any successes?
Nice. I succeed on 2 counts.
On 2 counts. Okay, so you were trying to smell out the area essentially. So what you do is you get this really bad smell of like rotting flesh, and it's really just it's coming really from like all over the house.
It's putrid.
It's
everywhere.
real. You can tell it's like really bad in the basement, and it's but there's also a lot of stinkage upstairs.
Okay. Is it the same kind of stinkage though?
Essentially, but it you can
That's the new official name for it, you guys. For this campaign, it's now called stinkage.
stinkage by night.
Who are our stealthiest chaps?
That'd be
who's-
Theodore.
Who's got? I'm talking about like between us two. Like I have 3 stealth. What about
I have
that?
1.
I have 2 stealth.
I also have 2 stealth.
So it sounds like there should be like I'm gonna try and convince Theodore to scout out the basement and stealth it out.
Okay.
And relay to us what's going on down there.
So just roll.
So do I do charisma or manipulation here?
Whatever you have higher and how you want to do it.
I'll use manipulation and what else?
And subterfuge
I'm gonna
or
warn.
intimidation.
So is he going to the basement, and
We're all
stealth
staying
together?
in, but we're sending that guy down there.
I'm gonna warn the room, including those guys, that we might be dealing with more of those flesh constructs
Okay.
because of the smell I just got earlier.
And
I don't want to say zombies because the last thing we fought is nothing like any zombie I've ever thought of or read
Yeah.
or seen in my life through fiction.
So that's a 1, 0, and yeah. So I got 1 success.
said, okay, yeah, I'll go check it out. And he starts to disappear before you guys, and he just seems to fade away wistfully into the door behind the stairs, which leads to the basement below. So you guys start to get a little angsty as you're waiting for Theodore to come back. A minute passes. The rain starts to get heavier and heavier against the glass, and the thunder is starting to get louder, and it's booming, and lightning is just striking more frequently. And another minute passes, and he's still not back. And then Roger starts to get a little angsty. He's like, "Oh man, why? I feel like I'm doing everything right now."
He's doing everything by standing there.
Yeah.
It's your privilege to be the light. You get that privilege.
And then another minute passes, and then 5 minutes pass, and he's still not back.
What's the decor like in the room? Is there like paintings and shit?
There are some very old colonial-esque kind of paintings,
Okay.
and the paint on the walls just peeling. There's
So it's a very old,
yeah, like there's
decrepit
like little
kinda.
like bureaus and stuff, but they don't have any shelves. Like the things
right.
are gone inside them, so they're just like it's empty. Yeah.
Sounds like a nice
Yeah,
place.
there's like just old like vases and stuff, and just there's tons of dust all over the walls. It's pretty dusty, and like I said, there was like 2 doors on the sides essentially that lead to different places, and there's that one door in the back behind the big staircase that leads up into 2 more doors of its own.
So I'd claim that Theodore's either really just like tied up at the moment, and we should just go on without him because he seems like he's got a lay of the land.
He's like, he's got a light.
He's a good chap, and we're just we're gonna go upstairs to make sure that there's no trouble for him
Well-
up there.
I was gonna say, like, how well can I talk to, like, animals? Because we have the dog, and I was gonna say,
You
if I
should
could
sense
talk to
out
it, like, I
first.
could, like, you know, send it upstairs, and it could come back and, like,
Oh,
report
no,
what's
I
happening,
sent
or is
it-
that,
I
like,
sent
not a
an
thing?
expendable creature.
Didn't you send it
Oh,
downstairs?
it's-
Didn't you send him
I
downstairs?
sent him downstairs,
Yeah,
but
I
he's
just sent him
expendable.
upstairs.
Though.
The dog's,
The dog's
okay.
not expendable.
Never mind then.
Sending the dog off.
I'm
Who do you think you are?
sorry.
Before we go anywhere,
Well, I thought about it. I was like, oh, well, Monster's not going to eat a dog because that's messed up.
the monster's just like, oh, morals.
They have limits.
I have standards. I don't eat dogs.
Oh man. Before we go anywhere or do anything, I'm gonna rip every painting off the wall and see if there's anything behind the paintings.
Okay,
Just for funsies.
for fun.
For funsies.
Okay, so roll perception and investigation again.
Woo! Okay,
Very popular roll tonight.
thank you.
Do you notice anything? It's gonna be difficulty 9. Any successes?
Okay. Nice. Succeed
Yeah.
on 2 counts. 3 counts.
Oh man.
Holy fuck. Holy fuck.
I didn't think you were gonna succeed.
Neither did I. I didn't think I was gonna succeed once, let alone 3. I was like, oh, 9? Fuck. It's my least favorite number.
I want Roger to teach me how to illuminate the darkness.
You have to roll for it.
Okay, but you find behind one, like, you start to take off a few of the paintings, and the last one you find all the way, like, you do it counterclockwise, starting from the entrance, and
Okay.
the last one that you do it to behind it is a little like safe hidden into the wall.
Oh, lit.
So you found a little safe there.
What's the safe look like? Is it like old, or is it maybe perhaps new?
It's definitely one of the newest things in the house, but it's still
It's still pretty old.
old.
So it wouldn't have like a keypad. It would have like just the
No, it would
dials.
be
So-
dial.
I walk over to you and I'm like, hey buddy, I see that you're in a real bind here, and I'll help you access the safe for 50% of the findings in here.
40. I thought to rip off the paintings.
Well, unless you can strong john your way through that safe, I don't know. I think that you're.
How big?
I think I got the ultimate bargaining chip right now.
How big is the safe? Like the door to it? Because I'm assuming it's just the door attached to the wall, kind of, sort of.
You gonna make a ruckus in
Yeah,
this
like it's
spooky
like a
house?
really-
I'm already ripping paintings off the wall.
Yeah, it's like a really small safe inside the wall. It's about this big, and it's got like a little dial thing there.
Is there
That's
a
right.
keyhole?
No,
So it's just
just
the
a
dial. Okay. I'm gonna try and yank it out of the wall. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. That'd probably have the like house topple on us.
you just like pull it out of the house.
That's a support beam.
That was the support safe. Oh man.
It was. I was safe in my house.
You know what? I'm just gonna fuck with the dial. See what
Just
I
gonna
can.
play around with it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna play around with it.
I just try to rip it out.
I want to
Nice
rip it
little
out,
string.
but I don't want to like alert everything around us because me
How
ripping
about-
the
Ripping
paintings
paintings
off
off the
the wall.
walls.
Yeah, but
Wait,
me
so are you
ripping
guys
the
gonna
paintings
start
off the
fighting
wall.
about
Wait,
it?
wait. No, I say somebody rip it out, and then I will rip the dial out of the safe.
So you're gonna break it.
No.
Yes,
You're
I
gonna make
want
it,
to
you're
see.
gonna make it
I want to
unusable.
see it get broken out of the wall before I break
He's
the
gonna
dial.
rip the knob off and make it not usable.
Crank it up to 11 and then turn off the knob. Oh man. I reverse my dibs. The safe is no longer mine.
Wait,
And-
really?
Unless there's hold on. If he rips the knob off, is there like a hole?
No, I
behind it
will
or
only
something?
rip the knob off if somebody rips it out of the wall.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna rip it off the wall. I was just gonna see if I could guess the fucking.
Yeah. my cares for
Guess
it
the
aren't as high. I don't only do so under certain circumstances.
Ultimatum. I like it.
Who's doing an action?
Oh, I was gonna test the dial.
Okay, so
See if I can't just fuck with it.
we would call that.
So that's crafts, right?
Well,
Probably partly.
Well, you have security, right?
I don't have security.
Oh, you don't.
Yeah, you had said earlier that it was just crafts, but like,
Yeah,
is it anything else with crafts?
it was crafts and dexterity.
Neat. Awesome. Okay.
So difficulty 10. Any successes?
Any successes? Yes. Yes.
Alright, so,
one success. If 0 counts as a 10.
What? Yeah.
If 0 is the 10,
Yep.
cool.
So I'm just getting this image of like a giant werewolf.
Just like, with the thing that
little
people,
stethoscope.
yeah, a little stethoscope, just like 6-inch claws and everything, just like.
Yeah, it's like, but like with your nails.
Well, I have the perfect place to grab it. That's the center of gravity.
So somehow you managed to just like open the find inside.
Oh shit.
Open.
Is this really nice looking pendant? And
Okay.
it's so good that it's gonna give you like if you wear it, it gives you +1
Ooh. I like this already.
+1 appearance.
+1 to appearance.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna put it in my pocket. Is there anything else in it?
It's otherwise empty.
Otherwise empty. Damn, I was hoping for like a bobby pin or something. Something that would be useful for picking locks. So I could just be like, somebody want this?
He's
Somebody who's
lock-picking
better at
it,
lock
though.
picking than
I have
me.
a lock pick kit, but that wouldn't
What
help
if it
for a
breaks?
dial.
But what if it
But
breaks?
anyway, we're going upstairs, right?
Roger,
mean,
lead the way.
I mean that's are you?
That's pretty much
Are you
Well, we
guys
have-
doing enough?
left
guys-
or right. Oh well,
I mean,
sorry.
No, I'm just asking. Like, you guys feel like you're getting enough?
I'm pretty
game time
suitable
here.
for combat scenarios. So I mean, if it ever really came to it, I think I can.
Built for.
I'm
fun.
totally ready to follow whoever's willing to go anywhere at this point because I got really lucky.
I say Roger lead the way. He has
Run.
exceptional,
Roger.
he has
Okay, so
exceptional
Roger's.
skills, and he's the only form of illumination out of our group.
All right, so you've lost Theodore, and you guys are just heading.
Oh,
up.
he's gone?
Well, I mean, he's still down there. As far as you guys.
We
Not
go.
going well
Do
for
we,
him at
do
least.
we all want to go upstairs or one of the two sides?
Yeah, there's left, right, or upstairs.
Well, since it was the thing that was illuminated, I voted for upstairs. Like it was
I'm
the
okay
first thing
for
we saw.
upstairs.
highest survivability rate, we should all stick together.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Because Theodore's, let's be
We all
real.
know
He's
what
probably
happened
already
to
dead.
Theodore.
He's probably already deader than he was when he
He's
started
really
this
good
day.
at scouting things out.
So we go upstairs.
Okay.
Roger
Alright.
leads the way.
All right, so you make it up to the second floor, and there's a left and right door, and they're really far from each other. And you would have to like go back through like the staircase essentially to go to the other side of the doors. I'm just thinking. I'm getting a picture in my head of Resident Evil,
Oh,
just one.
perfect.
So,
That explains
So
the
there's-
fucking safe luck, like extremely.
so wait, there's two long hallways at the top of the stairs.
Like
There's two
like
doors
to
that stretch
get
down a long
yeah,
hallway.
like to get
Okay.
from one doorway to the other one, you have to go essentially back through the staircase side. Like, yeah,
Okay.
you dig.
I got you.
But yeah, so left or
Um,
right, I guess.
I mean,
Left.
I'm open.
You guys fight on it.
I'm open to any suggestions at this
Left.
point.
Natasha says
Natasha
left.
says left.
Yeah, let's
Alright,
go
so
left.
you guys go
Let's go left.
Her animal instincts are telling her to left, you guys.
All right, so you guys go left, and you find this big study room full of lots of books, and on the far side there's this big fireplace, and there's a couple of chairs, and
Should I use this opportunity to gain acquire some mage power of absorbing all the intelligence in the room?
Yeah, let's all start
Essentially
reading.
a library.
oh, so you're doing a life reading of the room.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to absorb all the knowledge that's in.
Oh, you're reading all the books at once.
Yes.
You should have been Ty Lopez.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ty Lopez.
Oh,
Knowledge.
Knowledge. Okay, so you're just gonna. I don't think you have the capability to do that.
Well, I mean, just a general upgrade.
Are you just gonna read all the
My-
books?
my-
Like, hold on, guys.
Read the back of the book.
Yeah, just read. Have someone read them for you.
So.
Lamborghini.
in my garage. I went back to like stop myself, and there was already something there. Classic.
Here
I was
we
safer than I
eating
thought I was
shit.
on that one.
Oh my god.
Lamborghini.
You're almost pushed out of your stool.
Wasn't me this time.
That was the curse word of the day. That was like the magic word of the day. Just Lamborghini, and I'm just like force pushed back like I'm a Jedi or something.
Well, I would still want to just skim read a couple of these books to just get an idea.
Let's just
Pepin
take
is
books
actually
and then
so
read them
good.
later. We can just
I
take
mean,
books and read them in a safe spot.
It's probably some stuff about the place we're in itself.
Are you looking for anything in particular?
Yeah.
You're looking for something that sticks
Anything
out?
that's about where we're
Okay,
in right
I'm gonna. Yeah.
It's
Let's
nice
do
and
the
well.
We're looking for a guy, right?
investigation mixed with dexterity about the manor. Like I'm gonna look
And
around
perception.
for.
Perception and
Yeah,
investigation.
perception and investigation for books about the manor.
Books.
Books.
Oh, that's a good one. Bring me that one back.
Play me a kingly tune.
I don't know where it is.
Use your perception.
On it.
I acquire a new dice and try again.
Oh wait, I found it.
Hand me that dice. Thank you.
So, the big werewolf is going to be peeing in the science fiction section of this library, so don't nobody go to the science fiction library.
Okay, so I got a 9 and an 8.
Are you gonna be rolling anything, Pepin? Are you gonna be also doing that?
What perception and investigation?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd be 4
Did I find anything?
9, 6, 8, and 4.
Okay, so I mean, since you guys are both investigating on, you both pick it up, but Pepin just picks it up. Like Junior Harambe just picks it up slightly before you do, and you guys are both at the same time, just like, oh, hey, essentially, like, you're like yeah, like, he just starts. the sentence.
take it. No.
Yeah, you notice that there's
So we'd be finding out the same thing. We're not learning separate facts about.
no, you're
what we're
learning the
trying
same
to-
thing here.
Okay. Oh,
Alright.
okay.
But you find that while most of the books on the shelves are like really dusty, there's this one particularly clean looking book. What? Cleanliness is funny to you?
Go ahead, sorry.
Is this cookie? No, there's an ink cartridge.
You can eat it if you want to.
Don't tempt me. Let's listen to this cookie.
That's a guitar string.
Fuck. Oh man. Alright, so what did we learn?
You find out that one of the books on the shelves isn't dusty at all. It's this black book on the top shelf in the middle, next to on the left side.
Alright,
Now the werewolf's back. I'm gonna grab my sweater.
What did I miss?
so we found a book.
We learned intelligence.
Guys acquired knowledge.
We did.
No.
Pepin sped wrote a book.
We picked up on some important information.
I like it. What was that important?
That's what
We're
finding
waiting.
out right now.
Well, like I said, you guys found out that one of the books on the shelves was locked. Okay, so what happened, Lunkhead, is they both rolled for perception and investigation, and they found out that one of the books on the shelves wasn't dusty looking, as opposed to most of the other books on
Oh.
the shelves. It's a black book on the top shelf in the middle, coming through on the left side.
So we only know what this book looks like.
It's just a black book that is on the top shelf. So it's like you can tell it's specifically that book because like the rings of dust end on the begin on the sides.
Alright, Pepin, crack open this book.
Alright, I'd be using perception and investigation again.
Does he have to roll to read?
You have to roll to grab a book.
Use intelligence. Intelligence and linguistics.
Do I have to do anything specific to open this book? Or can I
No.
just read it?
Well, I mean, what happens is as you go and you grab the book and you pull it down, the bookcase itself starts to shift,
Okay.
and it moves over to one side, revealing a door.
So it's a secret.
Yeah.
Door.
Secret door.
Alright, so secret door.
Just like in every Scooby-Doo.
Rad. Super rad.
Yeah, I know this crab
What? Yes. There's like 2 or 3 of them.
Okay. So
It won't be good
I'm
cold.
gonna have
Don't eat them
Roger
cold.
lead the way, so
Don't eat them
Well, I
cold.
mean, as you open the door,
I won't
though,
allow you
find
to eat
that,
them cold.
it's a staircase
I
leading
know that'll
down
be
in
bad.
the dark.
Don't do that to
And
yourself.
it just, as you assume, just like goes down
Don't
to the
taste it,
basement.
Can we go with him?
Do you want to?
I would like to accompany at least one of us go with him. I'd say we all still stick together. I say we all stick together and go downstairs and figure out what's down in the secret door.
Yes.
Secret door.
Okay.
I just have 2 questions before we proceed. Can werewolves use weapons in war form, or am I restricted
Yeah.
to claws?
Yeah.
Like, is there a limit to that? Like simple weapons, like the baseball bat, or can I like
No.
use the shotgun and
There's
reload
no
it at the
limit.
same time? There's no limit. Cool. What was the second one? I lost my train of thought. Never mind. We'll get back to it.
Okay.
The first one was the most important one anyway. So.
What is that?
A big marker and some scissors.
Oh, never mind. I found it out.
Marker.
What is there a time limit for how long I'm in a form?
No.
No? Cool.
Unless you lost all of your rage and willpower.
Okay.
That's the only exception. That's the only thing that could revert you back to being in your human form.
Did I actually spend one of my 3 rages to transform?
No, it's just a thing you roll.
Oh, okay. Okay. We good.
All right, so you guys are taking the stairs
We're
down
going
now?
downstairs.
Okay, so you're deciding to go to the basement.
Oh, we're going to the
We're
basement?
going to secret door, I thought.
Yeah,
It leads down to the basement.
Oh, secret
It's
door.
like it's just a secret door that leads back
No.
down to the basement.
Oh,
So
wait.
we went
It's like a
upstairs to go to the
cyclical thing.
base.
Like you just found a.
Let's just go back down to the main lobby now and see if Theodore has come back. because-
Before we go to the basement.
Before we go to the basement, because
We're only gonna
Or
find
we
a
should take the
bloodstain in this
secret
pistol.
door.
Okay, then all of you guys roll perception and investigation. Difficulty 10, 2 successes. No, difficulty that'd be like impossible. Like difficulty 9, any successes.
9.
oh, Pepin got it.
Did you say perception and investigation?
Yeah.
Do it still? Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Thank you. I'd offer a light, but I don't know where my cell phone is.
Oh, I think it's by your. Hold on.
No, that's just oh, that's a there.
We need to beat a 9 at least once.
Pepin already beat a 9 again.
Oh,
Oh, so I don't even need to roll?
I got 9 too. Just saying.
So if only one of us got what we needed, then
Pepin
is that
found it.
okay?
Yeah, that's fine. As long as you found it, that's all that matters.
That's 6 dice.
No, you're 9.
In this pile, yes.
Oh.
Yes,
Okay.
this is 6. This was in my hand. I didn't roll. So
Yeah. So what Pepin sees is there's little footprints of blood coming out from the basement door. That was before it closed when Theodore had left. Theodore had closed it on his way out, but now there's it's open and there's blood prints coming from the basement
Swell.
that aren't his foot size.
oh.
Are they big foot sizes or little?
It's a little bigger than his foot size, but it's
Shoes or no shoes?
just a foot like.
Oh, so like
footprint,
just a normal
like
ass
an
foot.
actual footprint.
Okay.
But ringed on the side of blood, kind of just it would be one side of foot, kind of like the heavy side that would be pressing down.
Okay.
So
Let's just ignore the fucking blood and go downstairs.
we are gonna
Just if
go.
it's obviously not his, let's just ignore
Are
it.
gonna go back upstairs through the secret door, and I'm going to roll for subterfuge to hook up a trip explosive on the
Put a C4 in the
walkway.
doorway.
Yeah, up to the
I mean, that wouldn't be
Probably
subterfuge.
staircase. What would it be then?
We would
You're crafting a C4.
we would destroy this house with just one of your C4.
It only needs to be
Wait, what are you putting the C4 onto?
a tripwire for
Oh, you're just setting something up to come through.
yeah, on the staircase. After we go up the staircase, I'm setting it so if something tries to
Come up
follow
behind
us
you.
upstairs.
It just goes off.
Yeah.
Wouldn't we be screwed too, though?
No, you just jump over the wire instead of walking right into it later.
C4
No, I
is
mean, when
really
it,
fucking massive.
Doesn't have to be.
We'll be at
They
a
can be
safe distance from.
If you make
I mean, roleplay
really
though.
small
We need
ass
to- we need to
medallions
get it
and
to
do it like that,
trip
then that's
the C4,
possible. But if you're
and we'll be at a
big ass
smart
fanny
location.
pack satchels of
We're not
fucking-
just gonna be right near.
We're
it.
gonna
Well,
ruin
how do you know?
ourselves
How do you know it's not going to come up right behind
Then
you and be
we'll-
like,
then we will have to get it to
Gotcha.
come to us.
If I was using
It's coming to you.
I get it. I know
would
what
try
you
to
mean,
get
but
it to come out
are
of
you
the
thinking
fire.
just a
yeah, but if
satchel
it's a
full of
tripwire, then you're
a
just
honey by
screwed.
itself, so you can.
But
I'm
we
shoot
will-
it?
talking
we
like a
will,
Claymore
so
mine
part of
effect.
it.
What if you don't have time to
Okay.
get away from it? Is what
I'm
I'm
talking
saying.
like a
Well,
small.
that's why
That'd
we
literally
get
be
into
like a
Yeah.
medallion of that.
You know.
I just had to know
I-
because I was
Yeah,
like,
just like a C.
how many does he
Just
get?
like a Claymore effect
Cool.
is what I'm
Awesome.
looking for. But what do I have to roll for that?
What do you?
That would be, since you're creating something, it would be intelligence and
Correct.
crafts.
So I would like to touch up on the point we should all be in good positions,
Yeah.
so we're not a part of the impact.
Oh,
of the
absolutely.
explosive.
Oh,
We
absolutely.
have to kind
Oh,
of play
damn.
a
I only
beating game.
have 2 intelligence. What is subterfuge?
Subterfuge.
Doesn't that
is-
go with stealth?
No, subterfuge is when you're trying to manipulate people.
Oh.
It's like a political kind of.
I thought it was
subterfuge is-
Oh, I have wasted my ability
I
points.
thought you
Then.
could use that for sabotage.
It's used for fast talking, sounding credible, seducing. You want to seduce some monsters?
Seduce an explosive? Hey, baby, not me.
Well, what do I need?
This C4 is not the only thing that's gonna blow tonight.
What do I need for a success?
To create an explosive.
Yeah. Well, I have the explosive. I'm just tripping a wire to it.
It would be difficulty 8. Any successes?
Well, fuck. Nope.
You should be glad that thing doesn't blow up in your face. And you waste one of the C4 sticks in the process as you're doing it. You're just you fuck it up and you're just oh god damn it. Just break it.
Fucking craps. I didn't know it was gonna be important.
Yeah, crafts is pretty important.
Well,
Do I have the ability to sense? Do I have the ability to sense what kind of force we're dealing with?
You could sense where the surrounding life is,
Okay.
if any.
I would like to do that.
Okay, so
Yeah, Pepper, give us a lay of the
roll
land.
either roll Arte or spend quintessence to do that.
I will roll an Arte.
Okay, so just roll 1, and then that would be difficulty 8.
3.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you don't sense much at all. It's like, man, I wonder where Theodore is.
It's been like 3 hours now.
I could have found out where
Can't-
Theodore was too.
Can't I do something like that with my aspects?
You just have like heightened senses at all time, but you're not but like what he would be doing is something
Feeling,
stronger,
yeah, okay.
like feeling life.
Okay, well, I guess we just have to go up the stairs and into that secret.
We'll come
So you're
back
taking
to
the
it.
secret
Yeah.
route.
Yeah, secret door.
This is modern times, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it? Oh.
We'll come back.
If I have
Just
plastic
assumed it
explosives, then
I don't know.
I
I,
don't know.
figured maybe it was like 90s. Or
I
something.
thought it was like.
Well, I mean that would kind of make sense because that's when the game came out.
Right. No, that's why I wanted to ask because I figured like it. I was asking mostly because like one of my best abilities is computers, and we haven't run into like straight up.
Well, it's gonna be like present day, but but I mean,
Not
a lot of
necessarily
like the
in this
meta plot
particular
stuff
area.
to World of Darkness didn't necessarily happen when it happened. You know,
Oh.
it's like happening now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Essentially, if you're like if anything meta plot wise.
All right.
okay, so yeah, upstairs.
Yeah, so you guys are going through the so you get deciding to go through that hall.
You're
and go
not
back.
in the frame, just so you know.
Oh, I don't care. I'm just leaning. It's like I'm a haunted player. I'm actually, my character's actually a ghost.
Hey, I got a rule book for that.
Oh yeah, man.
Really?
I was
Great,
interested.
yeah.
Oh.
Wraith.
And then
kinda
Andy's
cool.
gonna be a demon.
Andy's
Yo,
gonna
what?
play.
Yeah, he's gonna be a demon.
What? Yo, this is news to me because every time we brought it up to him,
Nobody's
he's
I
like,
more
"Oh,
convinced him the other day. Yeah.
did you? That's dope."
Nobody's more fitting to play a demon than
Exactly,
Andy.
because I was like, you have to get followers and stuff. And he's like, oh, that's me.
Okay, so
Classic.
He's like, especially because like demons get their power by faith, like from humans. So humans have to like believe in their magical abilities,
So that their magic can flourish.
essentially.
That's cool.
So it sounds like his character would kind of correlate with mine.
Kind.
With
Oh, I
with
wouldn't really say
magician
that.
and
so up the stairs.
Yes. Yes. You guys are taking that secret way down to the basement.
Yep.
So down the
You
stairs.
should let me have one of those
All
left.
right. So you come down to
Thank you.
so you walk down to the basement and Roger's like, are you guys sure you want to go through here? There's like one wooden door with a broken hinge, but like you could see where there was like a full hinge there, but it's just like broken off. It's like, you guys sure you want to go through this?
I'm not sure.
Wait, who said that?
Roger.
Our light.
Yeah.
I think there's bad juju behind the door.
Well, I wasn't able to sense anything last time.
Well, you couldn't sense
I
that we were
couldn't.
in the bar right next to you either, so.
She's got a point. She's got a
We're
point there.
we're kind of at an impasse.
Well, I tell
Do we
him.
really? How worth it is
So
it going down?
I pulls Roger aside. I tells him, you know, if we go down the other way, I don't know. I sent one person down there. They haven't come back yet. So I'm saying that this is probably the safest road. Like this is secret. It's a secret. So we can find whoever is doing this Stubly and put a stop to it.
Okay.
Can you describe this door again?
It's just a big wooden door, and you can see where there was like the whole handle, but it's like broken off, kind of like there's just half of it there.
Oh,
It's like
so
like it would be a handle.
you
but
would
like
just pull
half
it.
of it.
You
Yeah.
would just pull it, and there would be no way of
Like
it
that
being
time
locked.
at my house.
There would be no way of it being locked because it's like half broken.
Yeah,
Is it decrepit or does it?
it's pretty old, but and also since remember you were smelling that stench before, like you can smell it, like it's
Even
getting
more
it's
so.
really bad through that door. Like it's like so overwhelming for you. Like like everyone in the party is pretty much picking up at this like really horrid scent. It just smells like rotting flesh, and it's like really disgusting, and it like burns your nostrils to the point where you don't like every time you breathe, you like
I'm
taste
telling
it.
you.
Does it lead
That's
into
it.
the basement?
It-
Do we know?
Yes.
Yes, it's coming. You can tell it's coming from beyond that door.
We have no other leads.
We have 2 other doors though, don't we? Downstairs.
How about
I
we
mean,
check out the other doors?
I mean, I guess we might as well go into the scary basement.
I mean, there are 4 of us and 1 of it, probably. Maybe.
There's 5 of us.
Yeah,
5 of
Roger.
us.
And
Oh,
the dog.
and the dog,
And the dog.
Gordon Ramsay.
Oh yeah, and my retainer. My retainer is also
We
there.
have a pretty solid.
Yeah.
I mean, strength and numbers, I guess.
Alright, so maybe we can take. a
Yeah, we
chance.
can use that assault rifle that you didn't need.
You never know when you'll need it. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
So we're
Yeah,
going
let's
to the
check out the
basement?
other.
So,
Let's check
yeah.
out the other doors, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Let's check. Yeah, let's.
Let's go against the exact thing that
We're going in a dungeon.
Yeah.
So we're going to the basement?
Yeah. So are you guys deciding to go through that door, or are you heading?
I guess we might as
Yeah.
well, because I guess you have a point. It could be the big monster.
It could be the big monster. Cut the head off the snake. The rest of the snake dies.
Unless it's.
Unless it's a double-headed snake.
Yeah.
But then who knows?
I am up for the challenge.
The Flash died.
So let us proceed.
All right. So who you got? I take it you guys are letting Roger go first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Roger's
Yeah,
going
so-
first. I already got bruised. I already got bruised.
One source away.
All right. So Roger, slowly pulls open the door and it like creaks very loudly, and he as he starts to walk through, he's just like overwhelmed by this putrid sense, and like it just a wave just like hits all of you guys at once, and it's like so toxic that you actually have to roll willpower to enter the room.
Thank God.
It's like it's
So we have to
overwhelmingly.
sacrifice 1 willpower.
No, you have to roll your willpower.
Like, not thank God at all as
So
a player.
just 1 dice.
If you have 1 willpower.
Wait, are these like okay to be
never mind.
rolling too? Or are these different? This one
What?
has a 50 on it.
It's still a 10-sided dice.
Okay.
I have.
It's
100?
dice.
Yeah.
So what's the difference? So what's the difficulty?
It's just gonna be a difficulty 7. Any successes?
I got 2 8s.
Alright, we're good.
I get like
How many?
3. It's just straight willpower, right?
That's a 9.
Yeah, 9.
3, yeah. The success is
Well,
what?
let's hope we
7.
don't die of this toxic fumes that
Lit.
we walk through.
I told you it was bad shooting.
I got one.
Oh,
Alright, so you guys all just like cover your mouths, but like otherwise you just like smell like this really horrible sense of like just like flesh and decay. It's disgusting, and as Roger starts to go a little forward, his light like illuminates this weird fleshy bulbous thing in front of him that he doesn't understand what it is, and he extends his like light power essentially to like make the room brighter. And as he does that, you guys see that before you is like this enormous fleshy bulbous mass of like just a bunch of fat,
Ew.
and like
So,
protruding from it are different like hands and feet, and there's a couple of heads, and there's like eyes over here and a few mouths, and
Sounds
it's
like
just
job
all
for
over
you.
the place. It's like one giant conglomerate, and then like some parts of it are just like moving constantly and just like floating around like a different mouth here, and then like you see a little nose going by there, and just like an arm or two just like floating
Can it
by, some
talk?
eyes.
can't talk.
I'm gonna trouble you for a
It
stick
can.
of your C4.
Can?
It can,
It can talk.
and it starts to.
How about we try to address the creature before we do anything? If it can
I'm
talk.
gonna be making something to kill it in the background while
Is
you
it?
guys
Is
do
it?
that.
Does it have a
If
very?
the diplomatic approach doesn't work, I'll be ready.
Is this
Oh.
is this creature ready to attack us at an instant, or is it contemplating like we're contemplating? Is this creature dead set on getting anything it sees.
You mean well,
It probably can't. Move.
no.
It probably
It's
can't
not.
move.
It's not initially attacking you.
Okay.
How-
Should we attack it or should we see what's up with it?
How big is it again?
It's essentially, it's about essentially from here to that beam, of like just like tall. It almost reaches the ceiling of the
That
room
is
itself.
large.
And just like it extends out to basically the size from here to there. It's like a
Okay.
very large bulbous mass, just like constantly shifting.
And it can talk.
Anybody got any telekinetic shit going on? Any fucking mind people?
But
Can
it
you
can
talk
talk.
The
to
heads
this
have
thing,
mouths,
Pepper?
right?
I have one for mind.
Can you-
Yes, they do.
You
Then-
should.
Some of them do.
It
You
can
should-
probably already talk.
Yeah, didn't you say that?
Yeah, it can talk to you.
Okay.
But like all you hear now is just like all these different moans and like just all these different calls and like screaming sometimes. Like some
That's
voices are
awesome.
screaming and some are whispering and like some are just
neat.
moaning. It's just like this weird, like
Okay,
constant chorus.
So I'm going to go over to one of the mouths, and I am going to craft him into a solid ball of head with just a fucking with a mouth. And so,
you use craft for that?
hey, what do I need to roll for that? It's probably crafts and what else? And vicissitude.
It's a dexterity
Oh, it's dexterity.
for vicissitude.
Oh, okay. So
Well, you're trying to turn it all into a.
I'm just trying to turn one mouth into a.
You try.
I'm trying to give a mouth a head and just take it away from the deal so I can talk to it.
Okay. Alright, so dexterity and body crafts difficulty 6.
Fuck. I was not able to do
So it's probably upset after that.
You didn't get any successes.
it. I didn't. I got 2 5s.
All right, so as you start to like pull away from some of the flesh, a mouth bites your hand, and like you jump away, and you're like, God damn!
Is it hostile now?
It's starting to get hostile now, and it's gonna attack you. And you guys are gonna have to roll for initiative, which is all of you roll 1 dice, and then you're going to add dexterity plus wits.
7.
9. Damn it! Why do I always get a really high number for this?
Oh, cool. 14.
7.
So I'm second in line for the beatings.
You can go first if you want.
Get my back, bro.
We'll go straight
Just take
down.
mad damage, bro. It's my turn next time.
I think he got 14.
Did you?
I did.
Yeah,
Alright.
What did you get, Pep?
I got 7.
7.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
That means you guys get to go together.
He might just
So-
have you re-roll.
Initiative is Longcat, Woody, and then either Pepin or the monster, and then, and then either Pepin or Natasha. If either one you wanted to say.
You're
I will-
forgetting,
or you
of
can
course,
re-roll.
Roger. Roger did
Oh
roll.
yeah,
Re-roll.
Roger.
And what about my retainer? What about my
You want Gordon Ramsay?
Dude, he should just be cooking us food in the background. Like
Listen.
he's secured the kitchen and he's like, guys, best of wishes,
No,
man.
if
but
there's like a death
Could I
blow
set
coming my
Roger
way,
up
my
for
retainer
ambush?
is stepping in and
What?
fucking taking
Roger
the
seems
beating.
useful. I don't
he's
know if
gonna
you'd be
say
setting
like
him up.
piccolo things going on.
Roger
He's like,
goes before you guys.
will
Yeah,
just
like-
right now.
Alright, so
He
I'll
admires
have
me
Roger
because I'm coming up in the Food
stand
Network
back.
world, and
and like
that's why Guy Fieri.
Roger goes before us. He's gonna stand back.
Dude, I
What's
love
that?
this backstory.
so we
That's
go
a
with
movie.
one source of light that we got,
Oh my god.
and we're gonna take
That's
the
a good
fight
one.
to him if it comes to it. But we gotta make sure Roger doesn't lose that light
Because
it'd
we
be
need
really
that.
dark.
We need Roger.
Yeah, it'd be really dark with that.
After this, we need to go to Walmart and get a flashlight.
Just all of us wear mining helmets for no reason. We got a little flashlight where we look. It's perfect. We look like goofballs, but when we get in a really dark room, everybody else ain't laughing no more. They're like, oh shit, these guys had a plan.
So, Long Cat, it's your first attack.
Okie doke. I'm gonna need to borrow a stick of your C4 there, Doug.
Yeah, Shrimply, you can. With
That's
pleasure.
good.
Take 2, actually, because
Okay.
fucking blow this thing away.
So you said we were living in modern times, right?
Yeah.
Is it like under fair assumption that my character has a smartphone?
Yes.
Okay, can I like try and like combine my cell phone with a stick of C4 and make it
Crafts.
into like an IED or something?
Yeah. Unless do you have?
Do you have crafts? I hope you
I
have
have
crafts.
computers, so I'm hoping that helps.
Computers would help in this situation.
Oh, cool, thank
'cause
God.
you're doing it like that.
Oh, that's the only thing I could think of. I was
Oh,
like, gotta
I have to
utilize
remember
this.
that.
Gotta utilize
That's
this
good, 'cause I
ability
have
somehow.
computers too.
Oh man. So this is actually possible. What would I be rolling for that?
It would be intelligence plus computers. So we're gonna say that's a difficulty 8. Any successes?
Okay. Hold on, how many do I have? Intelligence and computers.
Computers.
Oh,
Just gonna blow it up.
Costello, you should have made this more. Fuck. I was gonna say you should have made this more difficult for me, but now I dropped the dice, so it's already more difficult.
You dropped the dice.
Excellent.
Hey, you wanna put this on the table? You wanna play?
If all of these fail, I'm gonna be furious. No, I got at least a 10. Cool.
Okay, so you successfully make the.
Can I use it, or do I have to wait until my next turn?
That making it's gonna be your turn,
That's
unless.
That's fine.
Unless he hands it to me.
I mean, unless one.
Do
you
I
guys
get
are
the
just
free
like,
action to
Unless
pass?
one of you guys are just like, give me that. I would count that as an action.
I'll get your kid back, so.
Oh my god.
Alright, so what are your next?
Okay.
Don't steal it from me.
I
I'm very
want to.
proud of my
I want to
creation.
destroy the monster.
Oh, man.
I don't want to take damage because you didn't do anything to aggro it, and I'm going to. So I'm taking.
No, let's just wait.
No. Yeah.
How fast? No, hold on. It's huge, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't really have like feet necessarily.
Well,
or
it has
anything
I mean,
going
it's
on.
got-
It's
got
just
a
gonna
lot
like
of
kind of
It's got a
roll.
lot.
Is it just gonna kind of roll, or like what's
Does
the
it have
deal
a
here?
mind?
It's the
we can
human
infiltrate?
centipede from
It
Silent
has
Hill.
several minds.
That's-
It's like a
Probably not.
big
but
fleshy mess.
I envision it more as a
Ew.
centaur from Fallout,
A
Sam.
sense. Oh,
Yeah.
a Cronenberg. Yeah.
but like just bigger.
So, can I use intimidation and manipulation to try to
But that's also what I thought the
control some
last
of its
thing we
minds
fought
and
was.
I mean, controlling that would only allow you to control one mind at a time, like per time of doing that, and this thing's got a ton of minds, so you're not actually like controlling the actual entirety of it. I mean, I'm just telling you if you wanted to do that.
Either
We
that,
should set it on fire.
either
So
that
what-
or I should fight it.
So, what did you come to a decision?
I feel like shooting it's not gonna do like anything. Fucking A. Well, I'm not gonna. I guess I'm still gonna try and craft a boy out of there to talk to.
Hey man, why is your hive mind such a dick?
Well, I have an idea. I'll take control of one of its minds and make it walk towards the IET.
How would that help?
Because I'd be getting in its mind and making it walk towards.
Yeah, but that's just one of them.
No, the mind.
Yeah,
is part of
you
the
just
whole
trying to get
being.
one.
That's what I'm saying.
But anyway, I'm gonna try and craft one of those boys out.
Alright, so it's dexterity and the your favorite.
Crap.
And grabs those boys.
Yeah, I have no crafts.
Go to Michael.
What do I need? Hold on.
Just re-rolling.
Oh my god. I got 5s and a 7.
So you succeeded.
Oh, cool. Okay, so I craft a boy out of there.
So wait, so you're just like pulling a head out, essentially? Is that what you're doing?
A head and a mouth.
A head and a mouth, like. Okay, so like,
You know,
that's the best. You get like, as you start to pull out, you pull out this like really wrinkly old flesh, and like there's this like a really old man attached to that flesh. A man's head at least, and he's like mindlessly moaning and stuff to you, like he's like got really rotten teeth, and he's like it's pretty stinky breath, I'll say.
Alright, can I talk to him?
You can.
Okay.
You can talk to him. I don't know if he's gonna talk back.
I'm gonna be like, oh, he's not.
I mean, you could try to reason with him.
I'm gonna be like,
Matchett's like pitch.
I will take control. It's mine.
I'm gonna try and make it like me because I'm charismatic and I'm cute, so I'm gonna try and kiss him. I'm gonna kiss on the cheek and see if he
This vampire kisses babies. Vote for him for mayor.
It's charisma and empathy.
Oh fuck! I don't have any empathy. Maybe not that. Maybe that's how fuck it. I'll try and kiss him as a baby.
Oh shit.
Alright, I got 2 7s.
Alright, so you start to kiss some really old stinky flesh. It's like and, as he starts kissing back, and he really likes it, and he's and, like, it starts to like bring him back to consciousness. It's like, whoa, where am I? He's like, and then like he instantly starts to remember everything at once, and he just starts screaming and panicking. Like, so it's just like, so you made him go from like moaning to like remembering where he is, and now because he remembers where he is, he's just freaking out because he's just ahead, and everyone else would do the same thing.
Any other head would do the same exact thing.
This is your grandfather's.
Can I convince him that I'm gonna save him?
You can try to, but it's not your
It's
turn.
not my turn anymore.
Relax, I'll save you.
Listen, my job is kissing babies. I'll save you.
It's Roger's turn, and he's gonna lightning bolt at the creature.
Oh,
Wait,
right.
the big one or the little head?
So so this giant creature takes up like all this space, and Roger's like, "All right, guys, I got this," and he just shoots up into the sky and hits the ceiling because I got 0 successes on that.
Relax, guys, I got this.
And, like,
Completely misses.
shoots up. Yeah, and it's like, man. And then now it's the monster's roll, and he's gonna. Since you took a part of him away, he's inclined to go after
Of course,
you.
Did you take a part of you away?
Yeah, man. You get monsters attacking you, man. It's gonna-
Thank God for that retainer. Gordon Ramsay's gonna come in and.
And so do you want to do anything in retaliation?
I'm try and dodge.
It's got 2 successes.
Try and dodge. What do I need? Dodge.
Dodge is. It would be either you could spend a willpower to do it, or you could do dexterity plus dodge.
That's what I was asking.
Need to be 2 successes of 6.
I got an 8, a 6, a 6, and another one.
So what happens is as you're holding the head, as you're holding this
Oh, I
head,
got a 9. No, that's a 9.
Well,
Okay, cool.
either way, you've already succeeded.
Okay. What?
As you're holding like this head in your hands, the mass starts going towards you, and like it's like the whole thing is like kind of like rolling towards you, and like this fist goes across your face, but you're just like go like this, and you're just like whoa.
It's completely dodgy.
That's your thing, and
Thank
then
God
now
I
it
saved
is
that baby.
either one of your guys.
Yeah, you did.
You guys can choose.
You haven't gone.
So
Do
you.
what I want to do.
Natasha, do what you do.
Do what I do. Thank
like-
you. Shit.
what you
do. All right, so it's not happy already.
No, it's coming after you.
It likes kisses.
I died.
It does
We
like
should-
kisses.
We should try to get it to get to the C4,
And you have
to the C4 trap.
Does this
Or-
count as an animal
or
now?
attack
Does this count as an animal now?
No.
it. You have survival on there. There's
I do have. I
Or
have a whole
survival.
bunch of survival, but like I want to survive. Is that like a thing?
Hopefully.
No, I just want to survive.
You could probably summon some animals.
To do what? Just attack it?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to summon the
Can- yeah.
animals from the forest.
You can't
Ooh.
summon animals.
I can't summon animals
Oh,
yet.
alright.
That's it. That's 2 in animalism.
I only have one.
Damn it!
What is it?
Animalism 1 allows her to command animals that are already in sight. So you can only talk to the dog, and you don't want to send the dog off.
Yeah, so
Joseph, no.
not
You should
Joseph.
get the dog to go send for help.
We should have him do something.
Yeah.
You know, he
Go
hasn't had
find
anything
Theodore.
fun to do.
You
all
have,
day.
you have a gun.
Go find Theodore. I
You,
think Theodore's gone.
you have a gun, Natasha.
Okay,
You
well,
do have-
yeah, I guess I could do that. Let's shoot him.
Yeah, bust a cap in his ass.
I'm gonna aim for.
Alright, so that's
We don't know if it can take gun damage.
Yeah, we can.
dexterity
find out
plus
today.
fire.
Or you could try and
Okay,
make him.
so-
Or you could. Wait, do you have any empathy? You could try and make him your lad.
Well, I do. I have charisma and empathy, which was the other thing that you were trying to do.
Yeah, I was trying to sway this thing to not fuck us up.
But I think it's already mad. But
Like, how mad is this thing?
Yeah, because
I mean,
who
you
actually attacked it so far?
Woody.
Woody has a part of it.
But
So it's probably not
did
very
it do
happy
it
about
damage
that.
when it initially separated it? Of any sort? Other than, like, of course,
Roger-
obviously.
Roger
absorbing it.
didn't
I
even
mean, we
hit
have
the-
to assume that because I mean, he's like
It's bad.
ripping the flesh from it.
Right. Okay.
I can't just be like, hey, let's be friends now. So
You
I think
try-
the shooting
You
is
could try
probably
and
the
talk
best.
to the head.
With my.
Which one?
But what are you gonna get out of the head? It's already screaming, isn't it?
Yeah, but you could tell him to be a good boy and
Stop yelling.
like
Calm
be like,
the fuck
hey,
down.
can you help us out here and we'll help you out, and then we just won't help him.
What?
We'll leave out that part.
Yeah, then we'll escape.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to convince the head to help us. Then.
Okay.
Well, you can do whatever you want, but that head is there.
Alright, well.
Yeah,
So
maybe-
You can shoot
maybe-
him.
there's some
Or-
things
I
you can
think
do there. I
think
mean,
there's
you can
some
use
potential.
There is
charisma and
potential
empathy.
here.
You can use manipulation and subterfuge.
sitting
You
on
can
a
use
giant
manipulation
explosive
and
that we can
intelligence.
So
I
there's a lot
have
of potential.
four.
Right? Yes,
There's a
there-
lot of potential for
there's
everything.
always that potential.
At least I'll have this head. Like, I'm keeping the head. I don't
Because
care
this,
what
this
else.
head is our last hope.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
he'll just be
It's
our
our
boy.
mascot.
He'll just be our boy from now on.
It's our mascot.
He'll sit,
legitimately.
he'll sit in my explosive fanny pack.
Oh, intelligence. Okay. Wait, it was
Be, like, really
intelligence and
nervous
what?
about it. Every like camera shot of him in the pack, he's like,
Intelligence
"Oh, this
and
might explode."
Depending on a few different things you can do.
He's, like, moving around.
What is
subterfuge,
violence?
empathy,
He's just constantly in danger.
Hey, food, where does it go?
Get off my
Is it going
I'll
in my
do
brain or
it.
stay in my mouth?
Intelligence and empathy.
Stay in my mouth, go in my
Because I
brain.
don't have
Stay in my mouth.
Oh my god.
Okay,
It's
so
gonna be a difficulty.
That brings a
7,
whole new question to severed heads,
2
man.
successes.
okay.
Like, science.
What do you have in science?
Oh,
Nothing.
it's right there.
Literally nothing.
Primitive.
Okay,
But I have
2,
4 in computers.
Two.
So that doesn't really make sense.
I don't know.
3. Wow, 1 and 3. So I did not.
You actually, I'm pretty sure that means you botched. Which on top of having an unsuccessful roll, something like botching is when you get a 1 and no successes at all. So
So it's a fail.
it's
like a critical
super
fail.
Yeah,
It's a
critical
super fail. See?
Alright.
So what happens is as you're trying
I
to
died.
negotiate to it, the part of the face of the head like it like morphs over and like bites you like right on the hand as you're trying to talk to it, and so you're gonna take a damage thing.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be damaging.
Yeah.
Sounds like you'd be worse for wear after that.
Yeah.
Although you can soak that because you have fortitude.
Oh yeah, I
So,
can do that. Can I do that now, or do I have to wait?
Well, I mean that since you
Or is
have
that, like,
you have
a
fortitude
something I
too,
do?
so like you could take aggravated damage, so you could actually soak all that damage if you want to.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't take any damage. You're just
Yeah.
like you fucking little bitch. You're like,
He likes me though, because I give him kisses.
he does like you.
He's gonna be my boy if we make it out of this. I'm gonna keep him.
But so that is now so and the Pepin, yeah.
So again, where is it at now in anger and dismay for all of us right now?
It's mad at Natasha. Oh wait, no, the head's just mad at Natasha.
Yeah, you still have like essentially the whole mass is like
The
moving
whole
towards
problem.
you. Like,
They're
like,
focusing at it
like,
small.
after a
Yeah.
while, like if this thing just kept on going, it could like squish all you guys to the side of the
Jesus.
wall if it wanted
I
to.
say we
Snug.
get it. We try to get it to the C4 trap.
I mean, didn't you just like have that in your hand?
Yeah, I
Ready to
could
go.
throw it. But like it'd probably be my turn first before I throw it.
All right.
So Pepin just like
I
spends his turn watching it. Looking at you.
This is a
Kevin's
problem.
cheating.
Admire.
Can I distract it?
He's got to study.
You could do that if you want to.
I will distract it.
Pepin shakes his butt at the.
He taunts it.
We're gonna do.
Hey, Eddie!
You're a fucking blob of flesh. You stupid fuck.
Like so far, we haven't done anything to this.
Manipulation and subterfuge.
I'm gonna fight it then. I'm gonna use strength and my brawl to again.
Strength and what, bro?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna try to break it. I'm gonna break its leg.
Try and punch it through its meat. It
Ew.
has enough body parts, so you're not gonna do anything breaking it. Just try and punch a meat hole.
If you're gonna punch anywhere, punch through the meat.
Tenderize the meat, Pepin.
Oh, there's a Rocky joke in here somewhere.
Oh my god.
What's the number?
It'd be difficulty 6.
All right, I have 4 successes.
All right, so let's see, it soaks 1. That's that is. So you're just like punching this giant.
Well, no, well, is it able to stand on 2 legs? Like, what is it standing? What is its support system?
It has a
Never forget leg day.
The leg.
It's like a constantly rolling mass. It's way too big to be supported on any amount of legs, really. It's just like it moves by rolling itself, essentially.
Alright, I'm just gonna do a fury of fists and hope for the best.
Alright, so you just like one punch man this thing, and just like you had like all these punches like leave all these big indents because you are world-renowned
Uh,
a martial artist. So
Pulling
like
some Bruce
you're able
Lee
to leave
stuff.
all these impacts and like all these punches that you put into the side of the flesh wall, like breaking all these different bones and stuff. And like when sometimes when you're like punching a mouth, like you'll break all the teeth, or like if you're punching an eye, it'll pop.
Ugh.
Alright.
Ah.
Nice.
Alright.
Ah.
You're just like it's like doing all this damage to the side of the wall. So you're doing some pretty good damage there.
You're popping eyes.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
it's
your time. It's your time to shine here with this
Clearly.
explosive.
All right.
Alright, so
Alright, so
now throw the C4.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Did any of the retainers do anything?
Gordon Ramsay. It's Gordon.
Gordon Ramsay doesn't get a turn. He's just my bodyguard. I thought.
Okay, so he just
But he's really
admires
doing
you.
a poor job. You can do
He's in
everything.
the back.
Well,
He's in the back
I guess
providing
Gordon
the role.
Ramsay can fight. I mean, why not?
You should have Gordon Ramsay protect Roger while he again illuminates our surroundings.
With
No.
his pots and pans and kitchenware.
He's not to defend Roger. He's to defend
He
me.
takes a butcher knife. and
No, he pours a hot soup.
On the monster, just like
he just.
just.
Okay.
God, too.
No, wait, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say use a butcher knife or something, but if you want soup.
Hot scalding soup.
But the thing is you're actually upset because that was your soup for later.
I'll scold my ghoul later.
You wasted that soup.
You stupid idiot.
It's like splashes alongside the flesh and like leaves a little burn mark, but it doesn't do anything else.
Oh my god. Okay, so Long Cat, it's your turn.
I'm going to prepare to throw the IED in a direction contrary to complimenting somebody else's attack. Like if somebody
You
were to
should
shoot
try
it,
to
maybe
aim for-
I'm gonna throw it in the direction they call.
You should try to aim for a spot where I
I'm
fucked
gonna.
up pretty
Can
good,
I
like
assist?
one of
Can
the-
I assist with attacks? If it's
Is
something
that what
like
you
that.
want to do for your turn?
Yeah, basically, like if somebody else in the party in this transition or round or whatever wants to throw or
Captain-
shoot the
I was
grenade
gonna say,
I'm
I'm
throwing,
next, aren't I?
or
'Cause
the
I have a
IED I'm
gun.
throwing.
Oh no, I'm
If they can
next.
Oh,
than
you're
we can
you.
collectively
Yeah,
do
you
Okay.
want to do that.
Yes.
Okay,
And
so
then attacks.
You have a gun though.
Yeah.
you're just gonna have to roll to throw it precisely.
Okay.
Alright,
So it's gonna be a dexterity and athletics. Difficulty 6, any successes.
Any successes? Cool.
Because I mean, it's hard to miss. Don't be a Roger.
I'll be a Roger.
Dude, Roger's failed pretty hard so far.
He's a
He's
good
just like-
light.
He's keeping us all in the light.
In the
Yeah.
dark.
You were
I-
Roger.
I did Roger.
22.
I Rogered.
Wait, what's your
Roger that.
what's your dexterity?
My dexterity is 2, but my athletics is 0. Unless I don't think that changes with war form though.
Really, your deck's that low?
It
No, my
doesn't.
dex is the only thing in here that matters. My athletics is 0.
I know, that's not a lot.
Did you?
No,
Mine's
it's not
only
a lot
2.
for any of them.
Did you make it?
No, I didn't.
So you
I was
just-
off by like a number.
So you just toss the phone and it lands it lands on the ground, but it's not
No,
close
not the
enough to
phone.
the monster to
Oh, okay.
like it would take another action to now use that.
To
Unless
get it. And then throw it again.
yeah, until
Go get the
Not
phone.
even
unless
if
like
I
the monster's
lower-
like getting closer
even
to
if
it,
I
which happens
lowered
eventually.
even if I lured the monster.
Well, yeah, it is coming closer to it. So like after when it on its next turn, it would be close enough to do that. But it goes after you.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, so I probably shouldn't talk to the heaven.
Mhm.
You should try to shapeshift the body. See if that is.
No, I'm not gonna give him a whole body. Oh, wait, should I give him a whole body?
Why?
I don't know. If I give him a whole body, he'll.
Well, actually,
if it's
no.
not his?
I was talking about the whole creature.
I can't craft the whole creature. Can I craft the whole creature?
That would take a lot of turns.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured.
It's too big to like be handled like
Yeah,
that.
that's why I was saying. I figured.
Alright.
At least for
Maybe
now.
Do what
Yeah.
you were. Gonna
Till you
do
become a
after
master.
At some point.
until you're just
What?
like
Talk to the head
conducting
again?
flesh
Ew.
like
Oh, yeah, no, talk to it. at
the
some
flesh
point and
conductor.
then- The body.
Sounds like a really
I need to
creepy
His
movie.
chance of having. Oh yeah. Well, okay. But yeah. So I guess I'm just going to be like a good distance away, but be like adjacent to where the C4 is gonna be, and I fire off a couple of shots from my pistol.
Okay, dex and firearms.
Firearms and what now?
Dexterity.
Dexterity.
Difficulty 6. Any success is hard to miss. Actually, I'm gonna have to put that at difficulty 5. Like, how the hell could you miss the giant?
Right.
Bill and Roger, that shit.
A big
Oh,
one.
what the fuck?
Alright, so I got a 9, I got an 8, a 10, a 7, a 7, and a 3.
Got 5 successes. So you're just like putting all these shots into the side of the thing, just like doing all this damage. Just like every time you're shooting a bullet, just like see this fountain of blood just like start squirting here and there. Just like the creature's just heavily leaking now.
Nice.
It's a really pleasant
Getting the
adventure.
mad stacks.
Getting that good nooch.
So next it is the monster now though. He's not too happy and he's attacking you.
Why is he always Pepin beats the shit out of him?
That's true actually. It's coming after Pepin. Because Pepin was using a close combat.
Always me.
Just because you just shot it, that was why I was thinking that.
I have to learn the lesson.
Okay, so
Literally don't
Pepin,
attack
are you
me.
trying to dodge it? Or, okay, so dodge is dexterity. And
I have too much in dexterity and wits. It's going against me. I'm like second in
What's
line.
the
as
difference?
first in
Well, you
line.
have to beat 2 successes at 6.
Okay.
Because I got. Actually, no, that's 1 success.
50, 10, 9, 50, 6, and 6.
Okay, so you dodged an incoming kick from a random leg.
Like
a random leg. Just like kicking. You're just like, whoa, whoa. Like,
Oh man, Natasha.
Okay.
Use your gun.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my gun. I'm gonna shoot it
okay,
in somewhere. It doesn't
Dex
really
and fire.
matter. Yeah. Okay. So that is.
Shoot the explosive.
Oh, should I do that?
Is
Yeah,
there
that
explosives?
makes
Wait,
sense.
If it's close
Natasha,
enough.
wait, what about Natasha's firearms deal though? Like,
Worst
don't you
case, she
have,
misses.
nothing in firearms.
yeah,
or
worst
something?
case. Well, unless she botches.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, because I mean,
Oh no.
Well, the chance of botching is very like to botch. Not only do you have to not
I
get any
already get
successes,
that.
but you have to have a 1. So it's like it's very hard to get.
All right, I'm gonna
You're statistically more likely to succeed than botch,
When you
shoot
botch.
the.
at least in this role.
Oh, I have. Oh, sorry, I'm stepping on you. Yes,
Please no
that's
steppy.
Oh my god.
So what do I have to get?
It would be difficulty 6. Well, difficulty 5 because you're shooting. Are you shooting the monster? Or are you shooting
No, I'm
the thing?
shooting the thing.
Oh well, then that's gonna be difficulty 8.
8. 8.
Oh.
I don't know which one that was.
All right.
Mine.
So
4, 3. I don't know which one of those was fine, but I got an 8.
So Natasha
Okay.
shoots the device, and there's this like 1 second where all of you realize what happens, and then like a sudden flash, and
Uh-oh.
then you hear the boom from the explosive, and you're all pushed back against the wall, and you all just like slam and hit the wall, and fall back as just like this huge like storm of blood and
Oh.
organs and body parts just like rain upon you and like just splatter against the wall and paint the wall red.
Good. I made a
You're
good
welcome.
explosive.
Like the creature just explodes all over the place. And,
Most
just
good
the
Numa.
entire thing is just like leaking out, and like some of the like legs are just like shaking, like the dead fish, or, like not dead fish.
Not
But,
exactly.
fish on land. And then like there's just like eyes just like floating around, like
Ew.
just like mouths just like
Nice.
biting a boat, and like that like that head that you had just got like thrown away.
No.
Are you gonna
We killed his hive mind.
do you want to hold on to
I'm
that?
keeping
You're gonna have
that
to
head.
if you to hold on to that. You're gonna have to have rolled for that.
I'm gonna roll for that.
Okay, so strength and
Grabs.
Crabs.
Crafting all the
We'll just call it strength and a brawl.
What about strength and like either athletics or like maybe enigmas? Because how would he be carrying this still?
That wouldn't be enigma.
And I don't have it.
Is that more
Enigma
of like
would
a?
be understanding things that are supernatural, kind of.
Oh, okay. I figured that would have been a cult, but oh well.
I
I
have
don't know.
a
There's
cult.
a lot
that's
of
also
skills,
true. You can
and I
use
don't-
it either way.
Oh, okay.
I have a cult too. But, so it's
Oh, you
brawl and strength.
Yeah.
What do I have to roll for this?
Difficulty 7 any successes.
Aw, damn.
So you just like plop the head back, and you didn't botch though, did you?
No.
Okay. So like the head's still like one form. It didn't like
Okay.
get
cool.
destroyed, but it's just like over in the side. Like you can still tell where it is and everything.
Mhm.
But yeah, so you guys blew up that giant thing.
Woo!
And there's just
Right.
all the guts everywhere.
About time.
We did it to you.
All right, so yeah, you guys just destroyed that giant. Like, well, I mean, it's not destroyed necessarily, but like it's all, all of its pieces are about essentially, and it can't really collect itself right now. And a lot of the parts are just screaming and stuff. And
I look over at all these random body parts and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna craft a few more heads and see if we can get something going here. 'Cause,
So nonchalant.
so I have to roll to make a couple heads.
Dex and crafts.
What do I need to roll to get it?
It would be 6 any successes.
And I got a 9.
Nice. Alright, so you craft another head. This time it's of a younger man than before, and I mean the flesh is still really bad and stuff, despite the fact the guy's younger. It's not like you're like, ooh, nice new flesh. I mean, it's
We
obviously
just
like,
exploded him to shit.
Yeah.
Nice fucking pristine
yeah,
flesh.
it's like, I mean, all of its flesh isn't even one person's anyways, because the whole monster is just like a giant conglomerate.
flesh.
I
But,
place him next to the other head boy.
and you're just clicking.
Kevin, would you like to read these heads' minds?
I would.
Do you have mind one?
I do have mind one.
I'm gonna find out what's going on inside these
Yeah.
heads.
Remind me to look for an Apple store in
gonna
the
help
next
us.
in the next campaign because I need a new smartphone.
You don't have the ability to read minds yet. You just have the ability to like. That's how you sense
What
nearby
about
people. And you can just the most you can do is like sense people's emotions.
Okay, so I'm gonna sense its emotions.
Wait, what about
They're
Roger?
sad.
There you go.
Can Roger sense? Can Roger read minds?
Roger can blow them up with lightning.
Eventually.
Yeah. It'll take him a few turns.
Yeah, he needs to warm up. He's like
It's like I'm
practicing.
getting.
like mid-serious life and death fight. He's like shooting little bottles. He's like, all right, guys, hold on, like one more turn.
I
One more
say-
turn.
I say that that's good enough for these little heads, and then I put them inside my fanny pack, and
It's a big fanny pack.
and I zip
Yeah.
it up.
That's like an ass pack at this point.
And,
It's no longer a fanny pack. It's a
Yeah, if
big
you're
one.
wearing that pack, it has to be like behind you, and it looks like you have these really big cheeks, but they're heads, and they're just shaking around.
God made me this way.
Yeah. That's how you want to look. That's your
Exactly.
ideal version. An
So,
ideal for a living. So yeah, you now have ass faces.
So,
Shut up, ass faces.
so we killed those boys. And am I still sensing anything else in this place besides that big?
Now that okay, so now that the flesh wall has kind of been torn down, tear down that wall. Just like, it's essentially like deflated, and you can you can see doorway through onto the other side of the monster. If you want to like step over it, I don't know if
I jump over
yeah,
it
you're
like
gonna
a
have to,
bouncy house.
I feel like shooting it would do good at this point. Just saying.
Yeah.
I will shoot
use,
it.
use that machine gun. Use, cut us a hole
I could
through.
just punch the shit out of it.
Yeah, Pep and
That's
punch
what
you
a
guys want
hole.
to do that.
Sure.
Okay, so Natasha's dexterity and firearms, and Pepin is strength and brawl. One punch man.
7, 39. So I got 4 successes.
I got 10, 7, 5, and 6.
Man, you guys like do like a ton of damage to this thing. So like Pepin's just like going around and like looking at all the different pieces and like punching them. Like he'll like hit a leg and like it'll just like crack. And then like he'll hit a face and just like explode. Essentially. Natasha's just like shooting them. You guys are just like explode. Like there's just a bunch of gore everywhere.
It's like the Avengers or some shit. We're just destroying everything in our path.
We're cleaning up the mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to clear away.
And yeah, you like make essentially like just a pathway through. If you guys, well, you guys could at least jump it. I would say I wouldn't really call it a path, because I mean there's gonna be blood and guts everywhere
Yeah.
essentially, and like there's still like little intestine that's just shaking
Yum.
about on its own.
Ew.
And, like, one of the intestines like wraps around your leg and like starts to like crawl up you, like just the intestines,
Oh my god.
and you're gonna have to resist that.
Or
it's
not.
or it's,
Fuck yeah.
or it's gonna get animated here.
Well, how do I resist it?
Oh man.
It's gonna be
Oh Christ.
dexterity and brawl or dodge rather, dexterity and dodge.
Okay, what do I have to get?
You have to get 7 any successes.
4,
That's a
0.
10.
Oh, good. 6 and 7.
So like you just managed to like shake it off with your leg, and like the intestines just go flying to the other side of the room, and they just like hit the wall, and they just like splat and go.
Big
Explode.
pizza.
Yeah.
All right, so we should
So-
continue.
So we're going
Yeah.
into that door. You killed the tentacle monster.
We took yeah.
The tentacle
The
monster.
intestine monster. I'm one-upping Japan.
Oh my god.
Has the
You'll see that somewhere, and you're gonna blame me.
has the stench I got earlier when we first started gotten any better now that we've killed these things? Or
I mean,
has
I
it
wouldn't
gotten-
necessarily call it better, because like now that you've opened up the creature, and
It
you're
is
like,
worse.
yeah, it's
okay.
just worse for you guys.
It's
And
red.
thanks for bringing that up, Longcat,
It
because
could've
now you
gone one of
guys,
two ways.
you need to roll willpower to stay in the room,
Fuck!
unless you want to run through to
I
the
should
other
have kept
side.
my mouth shut.
What do we have to get?
We need to roll willpower.
Yeah, it'd be a successes to stay in the room would be 7. Any successes.
Is that a 9 or a 6?
I got a 9 and a 7. That was strong
A
stuff.
9.
8.
Pass.
I got 4 successes.
Oh, I got a 9 and an 8.
With Lunkhead, you get anything?
You
I
got
got
a
2. I got a 9 and an 8, and then something else.
I was just imagining like Lunkhead being the only one, like just like this werewolf's like freaking out. Like, it's like the giant werewolf doing it. But yeah, so you guys managed to stick out through the stench, even though it's starting to get overwhelming. It's like, oh man, that's nasty.
That's good and nasty.
But like for the most part, the bodies died down. But like those heads you have are still alive.
Those are my boys.
Yeah, you boys.
Can they help us out in any way?
I don't know yet, but one of them likes me. The other one doesn't know me yet, but we'll work on that.
Alright, well, get them to try to help you out. Before they do anything we wouldn't want them doing to us.
Have we found
At the
out
worst
anything about what we like came here to do though?
No, that's why we're going through this door. But real quick, I'm gonna talk to my boys.
Okay, so any combination really of manipulation and subterfuge or intimidation or
I'd be like,
intelligence.
Hey, I'm your buddy guy. I'm gonna get you a new body if you be a good boy and do what I tell you to do. So manipulation and what?
Well, that would be manipulation and
Subterfuge.
subterfuge. Yeah. Critical.
Oh, fuck, bitch. I got 10 and 8 and 8 and 8 and a 6 and a 1.
So which one of the heads are you talking to?
I was talking to both. I was
Both
addressing.
of them?
I was
Okay.
addressing them both as my boys. I was like,
Alright, so like, oh, you can get our bodies back? Well, what can these boys do for you? So the younger one says. And the older one's just like,
I asked them who's the guy that or like what happened to these boys? What happened to my sons?
these boys. Well, I don't know what the last thing. I don't know what happened to most of these boys, but I can tell you what happened to myself was I don't know. I was just out drinking one night, and I thought I was getting lucky, but apparently I'm not.
Really, I'm unlucky.
And I say, well, thanks, boys, and then we'll discuss more things later. And then I zip up my fanny pack and we continue going.
But so was that so? Were you getting anything out of those boys?
What do you mean? Oh,
Yeah, you're fine.
yeah, they told me that it's obviously a girl unless all the heads are gay.
All the heads are gay.
So apparently there's some girl doing this to these boys. And they're turning them into Cronenbergs. And oh yeah, hold on. And I unzip my fanny pack again and I talk to the boys again real quick, and then I'm like, hey boys, does this door lead to the bad boy? The bad gal that I have to deal with? I got a 6, a 7, a 10, a 2, a 5, and a 5.
Says no. What's through that door is these different cells where they hold different experiments for people that don't get put into this blobby mess of mine. People who aren't your boys.
Thank you, baby. So I'll be sure to check back in again soon.
It's like, wait, do you have anything to eat? Wait, and then like as he's like talking, you just muffle it.
So I vote that we go check on these test tube babies that are in the next room and see if we can't salvage the lad that went missing.
Okay, let's do that.
I knew how important crafts were.
All right, so You guys are going through that door.
We're going through that.
All right, so you go through. So Roger leads the way, lighting it up again. He's like, "Okay, guys, I got it this time." It's like, "Oh, I'm kidding." Roger's not that humble. He's like, "Man, how many times do I have to save your guys?" And so he starts to go first, and there's this long hallway that you see before you, and there's jail cells essentially on each side. There's like these really thick bars. And as you see through like the first one on your left and your right, there's just like decomposed bodies that are completely lifeless. They don't have any motion or
No
commotion
life.
going on. No motion in that ocean.
I say we all keep going.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
it's unanimous.
yeah. So you guys are just you keep going forward and forward, and then like you start to hear someone calling in the distance, like, "Hello, is anyone there?
No.
No."
We just turn around and leave.
Yeah.
Let's stay focused.
Right
Sorry,
here
no
is
one's
when,
home.
Right here is when we get spooked. We're like, no, no, I'm done. Weird voices in the distance. Fuck that. That's sketchy.
That's where I draw the line.
That's where I draw the line. Oh my god.
So
So
should
we go down and we check on this boy.
Check on that boy. So what you find there is actually this. So when Roger initially like puts his light over the jail cell, like you guys all see this really horrifying creature, and you're all like taken aback by what you see there, and like there you go. Role playing at its finest. But what you see is this really horrifying creature where his it's like a horribly disfigured face. This creature's eyes rest upon like stalks above its head, kind of, and like they're coming out from the eye sockets of the creature and like going up on top of the head. And, like there's the
Scale man.
eyeballs, and the creature's nose has been chopped off completely, and his ears have been sewn back to his face, and its lips torn from its mouth, as well as its hands and like fingers have been deskinned, and its bones whittled down to sharp points and stuff. And it's like this really horrifying creature to behold, but like the bottom half is still like flesh completely. Stuff, and just like freaking out. He's like, oh man, you have to get me out of here.
So
Freaking the fuck
I
out.
think we
I'm
should keep
assessing
going.
the
Alright.
situation.
Just keep
I'm
going.
assessing the situation, and
Holy
I'm
shit.
like,
I think we should,
What?
if anything,
Holy
we should
shit.
find out what he knows. Can always find
What?
out what he knows, or just keep going.
Does he have any distinguishing features? Like, do we know this man? Do we know this man?
Well, I mean, the longer you look at him, the more you can. Well, the more at least Natasha and
Oh no.
Woody can make out that he looks like a Nosferatu vampire.
It's our vampire
Oh.
friend.
Poor
Well,
bastard.
I'm going to I'm going to try and craft this guy's face at least back together. I'm gonna do the classic plastic surgery move and take
So
some skin
Dexter-
from his ass
Okay.
and slap it on his face.
Or you can just use one of your boys.
No, I'm not using my
Not my boys.
They're sacred.
They are.
He's just the guy's back now. You can still talk to me.
Okay, so. Oh.
So dexterity.
And crabs.
Don't botch.
I got an 8.
So what are you doing exactly? You're
I'm
just
crafting his face back together.
from his butt.
Like from his
Ye-
butt and putting his eyes back in place. And
Okay, because that wouldn't require any extra flesh. Because
yeah,
it's just
and his ears and giving him like kind of a mouth.
back.
He was
together.
already ugly anyway.
Yeah.
So.
It's like, oh man, I can't thank you enough for doing that. I mean, it's definitely not great, but I wasn't looking good to begin with. But still, you have to get me out of here, man.
So now I need
It's crazy in here.
one of us needs to lockpick this boy. Or is it just
How-
open cage deal?
You would need to either lockpick it or break the bars.
How
Pepin-
sturdy are the
Pepin.
bars?
It would take
A martial artist.
a success of 10.
Oh,
Damn.
for like strength.
Yeah, it would be strength and a brawl.
What would picking them
Could
off
we
be?
shoot it?
I could do lockpicking.
For a second, I thought you meant the guy.
Could we shoot it?
You just shoot him.
Dude,
You're
if
like,
I did-
I can't get you out, man.
Oh my god! If I didn't
You're
think
only way out.
if I didn't think that it was this random vampire, I would have just been like, yeah, I kill it. Like I put it out of its
It's a monster.
misery.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So, I guess I'm gonna lockpick it. Security, right?
Yeah, security and dexterity.
Okay.
It's gonna be difficulty 8. Any successes?
We're good.
Nice.
I got like an 8 and I got like 2 8s and a 10.
All right, so you break open the lock and the guy just like rushes out through the cage and he's like all freaked out and stuff. He's like still in a panic. He's like, "No, you don't understand, man. We have to get out of here."
I say we get out of here.
I said, well, we got the information that this guy, like the guy that we were looking for,
Looking
is pretty
for it, we
much
should get the hell
done.
out. Mhm.
I'm gonna give him a piggyback ride because I'm a big ass werewolf and I
Okay.
can get away with that probably.
Makes sense. So he's like just
Yeah.
getting on your back.
Yeah, because he
So-
probably is having a hard time existing. So I'm gonna
And he's
reduce
like,
his travel
I
time.
really appreciate it. It's like, "God, do you use Old Spice?"
I'm gonna say yes. What the fuck is the Old Spice like scent where it's like wolf something?
Oh, Wolf Grove or something
Yeah,
like that.
some
yeah.
bullshit like that.
Yeah, use Wolf Grove.
Shameless self-indulgence at its finest.
Oh, that's great. So, so you guys are just escaping now, I take
Yeah.
it. So
Getting
yeah,
the hell out.
as you get on, so you're just like heading back out through the hallway, and you're heading out, and as you get back into the gore room, you see the initial doorway leading up to the stairways on the way the stairwell on the way out is blocked by this weird chitinous armored figure, and it's like got like 2 barbed horns on top of its head and like a demon's tail, kind of like a devilish tail, but I mean it's not a demon or anything, but and like it's blocking your path essentially.
Roll for initiative.
Yes, exactly.
How many is that?
As many.
Initiative is 1 dice, and then you add dexterity plus wits.
Oh.
I got 7.
Six.
15.
Sorry, I'm looking. Oh. 10.
Okay, so it goes Woody, the creature, Natasha, Pepin, Monken.
Okay.
So we're fighting a demon?
It's not a demon. What it is actually, which Woody recognizes after a second of thinking about it, is because like he remembers Guy Fieri being able to do a specific thing. What this is at level 4 of vicissitude, Tzimisce are able to take on this form called the Zulu form, which they craft their body into like
Zulu Nation.
like a demonic looking thing, whatever they want it to look like essentially, and that's a Zulu form for Tzimisce, and that's what it is. So it's as you can tell, it's like a
Okay, so it's a
vampire.
one of meat.
Yeah, but
so-
stronger.
Yeah.
I'm you, but stronger.
Alright. So I'm going to definitely use my firearms. I'm gonna shoot this lad. Is it dexterity and firearms?
Yep.
And I got a 7, 8, 7, 8, 4, 3.
4 successes. So you're just like shooting it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him right in the chest. right in his main frames.
So what happens is that like the Zulu form has a really tough armor, so like the bullets like start to crack through, like 2 hit it on the shoulder, and it starts like cracking into the side. And what happens is like the Zulu.
Oh yeah, what about my 2 other boys? What about Richard? Is it Richard, Roger, and Theodore? Oh yeah, Theodore can't really fight now, can he?
Yeah.
I thought he was dead.
No, I saved him.
Come.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I fixed his face and shit. He was the guy who got fucked up.
I thought that was
No,
No,
that
that
guy's
was-
dead, probably.
the vampire guy that we came there looking for.
Yeah, that's
No.
the guy you came there looking for.
Oh, I thought you said it was our Nosferatu.
No,
boy.
it's the guy you were looking for was a Nosferatu. And it's
Oh,
the guy you were looking for initially
Oh, okay.
was him.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
you
so
didn't
we
find
got that
Ted.
guy. We got that guy. We
Yeah,
got
that's
our
who that
quest.
was.
Ted died.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, it's assumed that Teddy's just dead
Oh.
at that
That's
point.
what that's who I fucking thought that was though.
Yeah,
that's the
same.
funniest part.
No, sorry. I didn't
Oh no,
know.
it's cool. Like,
I mean,
hey,
you
I
got
mean,
that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
we traded.
I'm glad someone got that.
It sounds so fucked up, but we
Me
traded
too.
in a like mediocre NPC for our quest. Okay. I don't know him as well as you guys know him, so
Hey, who's your friend, not mine?
yeah, that's exactly. Like it's
Well,
fucked up, but exactly.
alright, so now it's that boy's turn to fight me.
Okay, so what happens is the Zulu like mask part comes off, essentially revealing this girl's face, and it was the girl that the boys were talking about. essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, my babies, yeah.
Yeah.
Babies.
Yeah, the babies. My ass faces.
No, the guy I saved is the ass face. I'm sure you're talking about my precious babies that way.
But she says, "You're not supposed to be here," and she immediately like comes
off my
towards. And, no, Woody. There's a downside to being able to act first.
I know. It happens to me every time. I'm
It's
so
being
bad
attacked.
about it.
And okay, what happens is well, let's see. Did you want to dodge? Try dodging it all. Dexterity and dodge.
I can't soak it, huh? What's
It would
what's
be
that do?
1.
Oh.
I don't know if you want to
Never
try
mind.
to
I'm
dodge it.
gonna try and dodge. What do I do for dodge?
Dexterity and dodge.
What do I need for successes?
2, anything above like 6 and above.
8, 6. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so like you just duck under her fist as it like swings for you, but like it's like claws and like just barely misses your face, and it would have hurt a lot if it had hit you, but you just duck right under it, missing. It's like you're kind of impressed though because that's what you get to turn into
That's
eventually.
what I
You're just
can
like
be.
you're in your head. You're just thinking, man,
I'm
I
gonna
get to be
so
this.
cool.
Yeah. You're just like like you're having fun in the fight essentially. Like you're pumped up because you're like, oh man.
This is my evolution.
Yeah, exactly. Pumped. And so now it is Natasha.
Alright. I'm thinking shooting
All right.
as
so
well. 'Cause
dexterity and firearms.
Gunslinger.
10, 9, 2,
Nice.
4.
So you take like a couple of shots. Start breaking. What you do is like you aim for where Woody had hit before. So like you're aiming at what's already
Yeah.
weak spot. You like start breaking through, and the whole like left shoulder pad of the armor just like breaks off completely and goes to the ground. And,
Progress.
and like
There's
she,
no
like,
heads to talk
pushes
to.
back a little bit, and now that is on Pepin.
Can I use strength to try to break its face?
I was thinking the same thing, Pepin. You know, it's okay. I was thinking the same exact thing. I was like, how hard can I punch this bitch in the face before she dies?
I got 6, 20, 80. I got 3 successes.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna sneeze.
Watermelon.
Hold on, am I gonna sneeze?
I
I don't sneeze. But oh yeah, so like you just like you deliver like a solid punch to the face. And so I take it that's what you are anticipating, and like as you do that, like she knocks back, and you see like her facial features start to like shift back a little bit, and then like they reform her face essentially, and she's getting really pissed off. And now we're on Lancaster.
So what shoulder piece was that came off?
Oh, the left one.
Does that expose her actual shoulder?
Yeah. Nice.
Like how much?
How much
First,
shoulder?
I'm gonna take a picture with my smartphone. I already fucking destroyed. No, I'm just kidding. How much room is there? Like how much does it expose of the shoulder?
Well, it's just like that's much essentially because like more so the part was like breaking off. Like most of the armor was just like extending off
Okay,
from the actual thing as opposed to being on it.
so it's like from maybe like the beginning of the neck to like the actual shoulder,
Yeah.
like here. I'm gonna close the distance and try and rip her arm off.
Nice. Okay, we're gonna call that strength and brawl.
Awesome.
Just rip her arm off.
Just like legitimately rip it right off. What's the difficulty on that
2
one?
successes
2 successes.
because you're ripping someone's arm off.
Yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
True. Gotta play to win.
Difficulty 8, 2 successes.
Yeah. You gambling?
You got this.
And then what is that? I think I missed that one. I only got 1 success. I think.
Yeah.
I can't really read this one. What is
Yeah,
that?
you don't. Oh, there's a 10.
That's a 5. I think that's a 50.
This is a 0. That's a 50.
Damn. Yeah, I got 1 success.
What's the number you need?
8.
That was
Well,
8 2 successes.
Well, this is a 10.
Yeah, but I needed 2 of them. Unfortunately.
Yeah, so all you do is like you grab a hold of her shoulder, but she just like pushes back
Okay.
and doesn't get her. So now we are back to Woody.
Alright. Since her face plate is off, like her face is just there, I'm gonna be shooting right for that face. I got a 10 and a 9 and a 4 and a 2 and a 2 and a 3.
So you're shooting her face.
Yeah,
How many successes did you get?
10 and 9. 2
10 and 9.
exceptional successes.
So it's like you just like blast a couple of shots right in her face, essentially.
Nice.
Just like hitting her twice in like her cheek, and just like goes through into the other side, and like you can see her teeth and stuff like a little sharpened because vampire. And I mean, like vampires don't always do that, but like sometimes they do that. It's just like you just like see her sharp teeth through there, and like that just pisses her off. I mean, she's going to be using 3 blood points to attack you hard, Woody.
Yeah, I figured.
Are you gonna try to resist it all?
Yeah, I'm gonna dodge, man.
Okay. You need to beat 3 successes at 6.
What do I use again? Dodge and
And
dex.
dexterity.
Oh, that's not 6 and a 6. 3, a 3, 4, and a 5. Fuck.
Alright, so yeah, you don't miss a nice clobber into your own face. So she like punches you in the face and pushes you back hard, and you feel like you may have like almost broken your jaw and everything. You feel like you dislocated it as you're just like flung backwards
So how much
at the
damage?
wall. What's your stamina?
3.
So you just take 1 health.
Okay, so now I'm just hurt.
Well-
I'm bruised or hurt.
Okay, so are you at -1 yet? You must be, right?
Yeah, well, might as well.
Yeah.
Can I get repaired after this?
Yeah, definitely. But so now it is Natasha's turn. What is she on the phone or something?
Hey, it's your turn.
Okay, what happened? What am I doing?
I
So,
didn't
like,
rip her arm
Woody-
off.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
tried.
and
but I
then
didn't
Woody
happen.
shot her in the face,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
then
I got
he
punched in the face.
got punched in the face.
Okay.
Alright, now it's your turn.
So is her arm exposed still?
Yeah, nice.
Weak points to experience.
Could a vampire try to
Like,
suck the blood
rip her
of
arm off?
the
Or,
enemy?
like, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's another vampire though, so it would be a diablerie. Well, I mean, you could commit diablerie if you really wanted to. But,
Okay. So, what does a cult do? By the way.
it's for like occult knowledge and stuff like that. If you never need to know anything about that.
You. Alright, well, I guess I'm just gonna shoot through the exposed arm.
Okay, so dexterity and firearms.
Right, 8, 2, 7, 3, 3.
Excuse me.
Alright, so you just start shooting at the exposed arm, and you land a couple of hits back to the point where like she starts like stumbling back to the point where like she's wounded to the point where she's almost incapacitated. So she's got like a bunch of it must be like minus 2 or 3 dice to all her rolls at this point. And That leaves it back to Pip.
I'm going to use strength and brawl to weaken its shoulder. I'm gonna go in for an aerial drop kick on that one.
Pepper, that look at Marshall.
Marshall.
Craps.
The best mage ever.
I got 5 successes. Like what's the
It'd be
number?
6.
I got 5.
Difficulty 6. Okay, so with a nice clean kick, you just like you manage to just since you guys have been like hitting at her shoulder all these times, you just manage to like completely kick it off. You kick off her arm and just like goes flopping off into the wild.
The wild.
No, it just like slaps off against the other side of the road essentially, and just like hits the ground, just screaming essentially, and that goes to Longcat. So screaming wailing Tzimisce.
Alright, so did we manage to do any other damage to our armor, or is it just the face exposed now?
I mean, it's just the face and the big gushing arm hole.
Punch her in the
That's
dick.
it. It's not doing so well right at the moment.
Yeah, I'm
Any damage is good damage.
Rip her face off. You're
I was thinking of
Werewolf.
that. And like,
Give her a kiss.
hey, if it's working for you.
You're kissing those boys.
man.
Sometimes the president needs to kiss a baby or two. I have global influence now, Pepper. There'll be a news article about that. Local man kisses a baby.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the face. I guess.
I'm just gonna go right for the little hole left in their cheek, like.
That's
Put your finger in
great
that hole.
idea. Costello, you madman, giving me good ideas.
I'm gonna put something in that hole.
That sweet cheek meat.
It's just like it's a next shot is you at the hospital. So how'd you end up here?
So in my war form, how much more do I weigh than her? Like in terms
lot.
of a lot more.
A lot. Just imagine DJ Khaled saying a lot.
Yeah, just try
Okay.
and rip her head off.
I'm gonna try and jump either on her chest or on her back, regardless of I guess which area I am in conjunction to her, and
on chest.
try and get my claws like in the side of her
Sounds
mouth,
weird.
like in the side of her mouth that's exposed from the gunshot.
Yeah.
Just start pulling.
Just start
Just start amateur dentistry, dude. Amateur dentistry.
Okay, so strength and brawl.
Awesome. Okay, we good. So what are the odds here?
Difficulty 6. 2 successes.
I pass totally. I got
Teens. 2 teens.
I got,
8
I think 4
and
successes.
Okay, so
Oh wow, 5 successes.
what happens is you jump on and like as you're like putting your hands into like that hole and like then you're like ripping it, what happens is like as you go like this and you turn, you snap her neck a bunch of times.
Oh,
It's like,
sick.
it's like you didn't even intend for like you thought you were ripping this way, but you went like this, and you just like snap it a bunch of times to the point where it just like flips off. It just like goes flying, like hits the ceiling, and just like donks you in the head a little bit. And you're like, oh shit! And you're just like, damn. And just, like,
So it's like it worked,
bounces
but
around.
fuck that. Was
Yeah,
unexpected.
and like then her like the rest of her body just like hits like onto the floor and stuff, and you're just like, yeah.
Alright.
It's just like blood gushing out of her head hole now and her arm hole.
Is she dead?
Yes.
I'm gonna loot her body.
Okay, but I get her actual body.
Dude, take it. There's so much armor. Have fun with that.
This one's for me and the boys.
Oh man.
That flesh might be good nooch for my boys.
And then Longcat, the guy on your back, just like, wow, that was crazy.
I forgot all about
that. He was just there the whole time, just like, woo!
I'm a part of this.
Yeah, I helped.
Damn. So what's on her body? What's in her pockets? What's going on?
How deep are you checking?
I mean, I already ripped her head off, so what more is there? Like, what more truly is there?
Well, roll a perception and investigation.
Nice. Let's see.
Difficulty 8. Any successes?
Perception and investigation?
Yeah.
Difficulty 8?
Yeah.
I got 9. Zilch.
So you don't find anything?
Nah.
How?
I'm gonna take a gander at this because I might. This might be good stuff because she's one of me. She's a me. So
She's one of me.
perception and investigation.
Yep.
I got an 8 and a 10. And 3 and a 5.
Alright, so what you find is you find a wallet with banking information. You find a weird blueprint to the house that doesn't exactly look right. And you find a key to something.
Well, that's good. Let's and then I look at the gang and I say, "Listen, gang, we came in here, we did our stuff, and we need to get back home where it's safe. This place is fucking me up.
I agree.
My babies need to be fed."
The sunrise is around the corner.
It is around the corner, as you sense even though it's like still raining, you guys can just like tell the day itself is starting almost to brighten up, and dawn is pretty fast approaching at this point. You've been fighting some horrors, having a crazy night.
So we Uber home.
From inside the mansion.
We go back to the head vampire place and talk to the prince.
And should we give him the blueprints?
We give him the blueprints and be like, "Hey man, there was some bad nooch going on in there." Yeah,
It serves us no fucking purpose right now.
yeah.
Right
give
now.
him a free key. Why not? Yeah, and we'll be like, "Hey,"
Take my treasures.
Okay.
but I keep the wallet. I
That bank is
Yeah,
mine.
I at least get the.
I slide him the ID and tell him about the girl who was doing the bad dooblies in there, and then I ask him if he knows anybody that can read my baby's minds.
Says
Oh wait, I don't need anybody. Well, actually,
You're
I
my
need
baby.
somebody to read my
this is my information. My boys.
You could just ask him to do it again later for like.
Oh yeah, fuck the. Yeah, I'll take care.
He
of
doesn't
my
know
own
about my
babies.
boys.
Yeah, I won't tell him about my boys.
These are he might want them for his own.
He might be trying to add to his brood.
Yeah, the prince thanks you guys for finding him, even though he didn't come back in the best way possible. You know, it's got an ass for a face.
Good old ass face.
Ass face McGee. And you know, he's disappointed that Theodore did not make it out, but he says And that's all to be expected in the nights that we live these days. We win some and we lose some.
Truly.
That's it.
Oh, before we call it quits, I'm gonna ask him. Since I'm involved in this, I'm gonna ask him if that my help in this has raised me any favor for the vampires in terms of safety and not being jumped in the night.
Ah, yes, your part in this has been duly noted, and I will grant you permission to walk the local domains. I can only say that for my city, though, and I cannot speak for anyone outside of my domain.
Excellent. Thank you.
So he grants you.
Sweet. I'm not gonna get jumped in Manchester now.
Oh my god.
Not by vampires, at least.
Yeah, exactly. That was always my concern.
So, do we get any good XP yet?
Alright, yeah, so, I'm gonna give all of you guys, 10 points of, 10 points of experience. It's good experience, right? And there are different ways to spend experience.
So how do you do that before we call it a night?
We could ask him. Like,
I think that Jake has to sit right here.
we can ask him through the chat or like here, I guess, depending upon how everybody's feeling.
If you want to fly, I'm down, man. I feel you.
I'm just tired of sitting on
I
a
hear
stool.
Yeah, I'll use those 10 experience
Yeah, we'll
points
just do it some point.
later. But I had a lot of fun. My
Absolutely,
character's gonna
it
be
was
dope
a
as fuck.
We made it.
Crafts is everything.
Crafts,
Craft
yes.
is everything. I'm putting
Fucking
some fucking
crafts,
crafts in crafts
man.
if I can. That's a fact. That's just a
Like,
straight up fact.
I like that. That was a cool vampire boss too. I'm glad that that's gonna be
We
me.
fought a big
I thought you would like
monster.
that.
Yeah, like with multiple limbs.
You know, where he found his boys.
Yeah,
Your
boy,
babies.
dude. Oh, we get a new addition every time. We always get new.
We have a dog.
Soon
We have
as
your
we figure
boys.
We have my boys.
Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon, my retainer.
But what about my retainer though?
Listen, the retainer is crucial. Like Gordon Ramsay poured a hot
He
soup.
didn't bother to make us a good meal. So.
He
We poured it on somebody.
poured a hot soup to save us.
It's
Listen,
either
and
eat
let
the soup
nothing
or get
else.
saved.
he doesn't know fighting. He only knows cooking.
He only knows soup.
There's nothing wrong with that.